All right, we're live on YouTube. We're live. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, raise your hand, everybody. Holy crap. There's... Yeah.
That's where the problem
He
is.
changed the
Most
name
people
on this one.
Limitless General Clusterfuck.
I'm scared.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you know what? It's an accurate description. It's a.
It really is.
Well,
That's awesome. You know, I mean, I don't know who was in last night, but we started to serenade Phil, and he made the call saying we're all off key.
Yeah, he did.
I thought we sounded
No, you can't forget about when we followed him, and he
We
started
did have to
calling.
follow him.
he kept calling, I'm calling the cops.
Well, I don't
Okay.
get fired
Clusterfuck.
anymore.
Whoever keeps hopping back over, please don't do it.
Yeah,
Stop
just
doing that.
hearing.
That's
Yeah.
really, really annoying.
Yeah, the
That
text-to-talk thing isn't necessary.
Yeah.
Wait, they're still
we
doing
can
it?
read
You can add a
that.
voice
Yeah.
threshold.
Can't you just, as a mod,
Oh god, that's a widow.
already kill it?
Oh god, that's a widow.
There's a widow? Where? Did her
I'm
husband
playing
die?
Widow
Playing
Maker.
Overwatch.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like a spider.
Like a
Did her
black
husband die?
widow? Yeah, that's exactly
I was
where
like,
I
whoa,
went.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Why's it gotta be black?
All right. So let's actually do this correctly.
The color of it's
So hey,
God.
let's actually talk
So
about
It'll
this.
be red when it's dead.
So the video today that Phil posted.
Okay, one thing I do want to point out though in the video, did anyone notice that Phil's shirt that he was filming in looked exactly like the guy that was slightly trying to
Yes,
stop the other one
yeah,
from beating the other
yeah.
guy up?
A little bit.
I know I
Somebody
pointed
in the
that out
comments
earlier.
mentioned that, yeah.
Oh my
I still haven't
god.
watched it because I've been studying all day.
So wait, why
watch
is
it.
it putting the other? Is it just like a?
Let him stay over there, that's fine.
I mean, I was just wondering what was happening.
Oh, why did he go over there?
Oh,
He's
it's because
testing it out.
Phil's over there. That's why they joined.
Oh, he made it. He made
Well,
it.
they
30
joined
of
before
30.
he joined after a lot of people went over there.
Well, that's lame because I want him in this live thing.
Well, he
Scarecrow.
doesn't want
He
you.
capped it out. At
He'll come in. He'll come in.
Is that thing live yet? I want to know where to
it's
go.
Live.
Yes.
The
Yes.
YouTube one.
So, is it just like community thing that we're just gonna talk about
Yeah,
it, or
every
what?
day, every day after each video is posted, what I plan on doing is going
That
live
sounds
on
awesome.
YouTube and just we all have a discussion about either what's gone on in the video
Yep.
or what's on filledin.com.
That
Right
would
now,
be
I'm
awesome,
streaming
and I would be
well
so down for
with
that.
it.
So
That
that's what
sounds
we're
like
doing
an
right
amazing
now. So let's
thing.
do
This is
that.
a secret plan to work into the company.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little
Into
bit.
it.
It's hard
So
to
okay,
In a good way.
I do have.
It's not even that.
I understand.
So this whole thing. Okay, I do have one thing I want to say about this whole comedy thing. When you watched the video and you saw the Russian part of it, what the fuck was with that response?
The like, oh, you're joking.
Yeah, like, are you
I don't
kidding?
really
Like, he
know
just
what to
goes,
think
they
of
go,
that.
what are your comments on comedy getting fired? And he goes, wait, what? You're kidding, right? You're kidding. Like, he had no idea.
Yeah, that
But
was
my
just
thought
weird.
Well, you could see his face as he was trying to realize what he had just said.
He
Like,
thought it was.
looked
he
with his
thought it was
eyes
fake.
back and forth, like, "Wait, what did you just say?"
I think he was kind of like Comey. He also thought it was kind of a joke. He's like, no, really? He was.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He
Well,
didn't
my
care
thing
for
is,
any
it's
of
like,
that.
Yeah, I didn't get that part.
It was a panicky move, I think. Like they just really wanted to get rid of him as first chance they could, and then just,
Teresa went off the map.
Time
I guess they
though.
didn't know when to basically boot him out, and they just finally pulled the trigger.
they don't know anything about
But
how. Like,
but They
No,
just
I'm
have
talking
awful
about
timing though.
White
There's a
House.
BuzzFeed hate channel.
Oh god.
Yeah.
So Scarecrow,
Is it what
is the link
hate channel?
fixed to submit stories?
It should be.
Should be. It's
Yeah.
never fixed, please.
Because
It-
it's still sending me to
Oh,
the
it-
fuck Dylan link.
It does. Give me give
That's
me
a
a
perfect link.
second.
I've been trying
I
to
can
put
hear
in a
that
story.
someone has
Like,
the live stream on in the background.
Yeah, give me 1 second. So
Yeah,
that
I
way
can hear it.
wait, can somebody post a link to the live stream?
I got the link to mine. I don't remember what yours.
I have all the
I
general
posted
chats
mine
muted.
inside of the voice or chat to voice.
Scarecrow, yours on YouTube sounds a few seconds behind. I don't know.
I don't know.
Isn't that a live stream?
I don't know.
Are those
Yeah, it's
right?
live stream. It's gonna be delayed.
There are 7 people watching it right now, so.
I got
6.
3 on my end.
I got 5.
I don't know how much it is.
I totally missed the links.
It's in chat.
Just my name.
It's pretty
chat
far
to
up
voice.
now.
Okay.
It's my name at Twitch. That's it.
Who's going to PAX West?
I might.
Dude, I wish I could.
The list is so long, I can't tell who's speaking.
Who's never been to a PAX?
Yeah,
At the
exactly.
bottom
Never been.
of the list, third from the bottom.
Well,
Guys, raise your hand if you know.
uh,
Oh god.
I might
Wheatley,
just
what'd you
hop
say?
over to another channel or something.
I said raise your hand if you've never been to a pass. So we can see people on.
Surprised Phil's still on this.
Something's
channel.
wrong with your mic, man.
yeah, it's probably
Somebody is
we have a shit ton of
disconnecting a
people
lot.
in here.
Oh god, don't want to get hooked. Okay.
It's like I'm
I
missing
think,
something.
I think Phil just hopped back in here. He was in the other
He
one
did.
for a little
He
while.
hopped in.
Yeah,
for a
he's in.
second.
He's in the
Now
other.
he's in BuzzFeed hate.
I am killing this
BuzzFeed
guy.
hates.
Oh god, everyone just runs from here.
Who isn't on BuzzFeed?
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna go hang out, and
Almost
Dylan is a cool
everyone.
dude. Who's gonna come join me?
Dylan is a cool dude.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh.
chill out down there.
Ah, cool. I have someone to talk
Hey.
to. Hey,
Yeah, I'll come.
People
I'll come
came. Sweet.
Hey, dude.
Yeah, this
No,
was
that's
like,
cool, dude.
it'll be better.
Yeah, now we can actually have like a
That's fine.
conversation.
Somebody was definitely doing it on purpose, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
probably.
I'm not streaming to like get views or get follows or anything. I'm streaming so this legit has copies of it, so that you guys.
Yeah, I literally just want to do it because I think it's an interesting idea.
We
But
need
to
a limit
actually
on
have
this one.
a full
I
conversation.
like the idea. I really do, and I want to help out if I can. I've been trying to tell Phil that I want to help out when I can because I am
Yeah, well,
a character and design concept art.
I'm helping out by helping Scare Owl there. Or Scarecrow.
Hoping we get some mods that actually know how to use the moderator stuff,
That's
and we
what I've been
That's
trying
what I
to say
wanted to do.
myself.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I wanted
I
to be mod
actually-
'cause, like,
I actually know how.
Moderator who knows
Yeah.
nothing, and just have them experiment with it.
Is this the new live stream channel?
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
I guess
You
it
can
is.
follow either myself or I don't know.
Scarecrow.
Actually, we can
Scarecrow.
post in this now, right?
I'm on Scares right now.
Scarecrow and Zion.
Yeah,
All I-
that's
So that
fine.
I can post in my YouTube.
All I
channel.
know is I think Zincor is the one that's fucking me up in Overwatch right now.
I have never.
am I really?
used
I don't know,
YouTube
no, because
before.
I'm playing Overwatch as well, and I'm just dying.
Oh.
I swear one of you guys was in my game a little bit ago because we were talking about I need healing, and I completely got spammed.
What are we playing on? What's our consoles? Or PC?
I'm on
Xbox.
PC.
PC.
I'm on PC. I'll give you guys my name. I'm a Hanzo main though.
That's fine.
I
I'm
barely
in.
played
I'm a
'cause I had
diva
to
main.
I don't
I
know
thought you
if
finished
Phil's
everything.
talking to like the moderators right now, or just two
I don't-
people that I can go in that channel and just start talking with them or
You can
not.
go in there.
It says 3 of 1 though.
But is he actually talking, or is he just sitting there?
I don't know.
Yeah, check his.
Oh, God.
It should,
No, he's.
it should
he's
show you if
open
he's
No,
minded.
muted
it's
or not.
locked. It's
Oh,
locked.
that's-
He
yeah,
dragged
that's-
people in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's
he's
unfortunate.
he's not talking. He's just kind of listening in.
That's moderator, though. I think they're
What?
talking.
No, it's him. He's unmuted, so he's probably
Type
talking
Oh,
to
is
Jamie.
it? So it's probably.
It might
so it's
be
probably
him talking to mods and shit.
Oh,
What
okay.
type channel are we sharing?
Whoever
Our
J dude was.
what the hell is that called? BattleNet. There we go. God damn.
BattleNet.
I was looking under gaming.
That's where
Gaming.
we're going
Okay,
on
that's where
gaming
I've been.
for
That's pretty much my home.
Yeah.
I'm gaming.
I should
Oh,
really
God, I
make
died.
gaming my home because
Yeah.
I have a gaming community.
Come
that I
on,
run.
die, diva. Jeez.
So I should really
I
start posting stuff in there.
Work in a multi-gaming community. That's what I do in my spare time.
Oh, nice. I run one
That's
called
awesome.
the Empire Gaming.
I am Orb Gaming.
I am a video editor. Spare
Oh,
time.
I could
Or
use
Nice.
I could use all of you.
random commissioned.
I'm a math
Person.
major. I'm hopefully graduating after I finish my
I
final.
dabble in a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I made my little gaming network basically so that way not only could I have my games to play, but it has.
I already
I
showed
made
some of y'all my
You're
artwork
on a bed.
earlier.
I've made like a development
full time.
division out of it, and then a content development division
But
out
okay.
of it.
Nice. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so basically, I'm trying to help people like create plugins, create different like mods, make new
very cool.
what would it be called animations and 3D
Oh,
artwork
God, you
and
got
all
me.
that.
I do have to say,
Yes.
this is the best idea Phil has ever had.
It really is.
Well, the Discord's
just
nice.
Discord.
The Discord's nice to have. Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
Phil
it's
just
amazing.
dragging random people in there now?
Where's everyone from?
I think he changed
I'm
the
from Jersey.
size of it, and people have just
San
jumped
Jose,
in.
California.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Arizona.
From all
No.
over.
Jersey.
I'm from
Michigan.
Florida.
Okay,
he just joined us. That's,
Hey,
that's
Phil.
cool.
Oh God, no! Everyone's flooding in. No, get out!
Oh,
Wait,
no,
wait,
no, you're wait.
We were having a conversation about your video.
Put a limit.
Limit Phil. Limit.
I love the difference between
Oh man.
some channels are like, yeah, Phil's here. Everyone else is like, no,
I just wanted to scream in peace.
So they're all
Oh,
leaving
won
now.
that game.
They're all leaving now.
Phil left. Everyone go up there. Go. Leave.
As much as I want Phil to be involved in this video thing, I don't want him to come in here.
I have
the
to
best
stay in
part
this
was
chat.
Trolling hardcore.
Did you
the
just
best
leave?
part was like other
Phil's-
chats were like,
Wait, where did he go? I think he got
Where
off.
did he? Yeah,
He got off because he started.
I don't know.
yeah, other chats were like, oh, yeah, Phil's here. And we're like, no, get out.
We literally like, go away.
Damn
away,
it, Phil,
leave.
you ruined everything.
All right. All right. Let's see. Where can I put my tag for battle?
We've been putting it in the
Gaming.
game channel.
Yeah.
Oh, I am
Damn
not
it.
caught up in the gaming channel.
Just hit report to or bring me to the forefront or whatever it is.
Jump to
There,
president.
I messaged Phil. I was
I
like,
think
"Hey,
it's-
we're live streaming. You can't come in here unless you lock the channel first."
Yeah, I was like starting to tell you to leave, but oh my god, please put limits before you jump in.
Oh, there's a room of shame.
Did we just ban Phil from his own?
Yes.
That's peer pressure.
How
Bunch of
dare
dicks
you,
in here.
Phil?
Oh,
How
man.
dare you try to be a part of your own community?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't get involved.
Wait,
Non-person.
What's this room of shame crap?
All right. Who moved me to the room of shame?
some mod. It was either Phil or some mod.
Who's mod?
Phil's up in the limitless clusterfuck.
It was Phil.
Yeah, Phil's in the room of shame.
Oh yeah.
Phil's
Probably at a
Oh, I got moved down there. Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
He wanted to talk to you, but you left.
I did. I didn't mean to.
Aw.
You just missed out on
He just wanted to
once in a
talk.
lifetime of
He just
journey.
missed out on 101 with Phil.
Oh, dude, I wish I could interview
You just
him.
missed out on
Hey,
getting filled in.
if someone
Wish
gets
you did.
dragged
Why
down
did you
there
not
with
ask
him,
him?
tell him that I want to interview him for the new parent website that we made for him.
Dude, I think you're.
After he said that he didn't want to do a website.
After he didn't want to.
I like the room of
He's not
shame.
doing it.
Well, yeah, he's not the one doing it. We made it for him. It's a crowdsourced website.
It's
It
a
works.
community
It is, yeah.
website.
And
That's
you
actually
can't say
pretty
no
cool.
to it, Dave.
He said he wasn't his top priority, but we made it our priority.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we took care of
Why
the work
not?
for him.
Exactly.
Actually, let's take a look at what's going on in there.
I'm
right
definitely
now.
down to help out with that if you guys.
Yeah, hey, I'm
Yeah.
looking
Yeah, I'm
for
already,
as
helping.
much help as
My
you
mic
guys want to
started
give.
working.
I'm looking
I'm
for
down.
people to...
When the submit links works,
Well,
then I'll submit.
here are your cash and cookies.
When the submit links work. Oh my god.
Oh,
That
wait, the
was
submit
amazing.
link
That's the
actually
thing I've
goes
ever heard in my
directly
entire
to
life.
the bad link. Hold on, I got this.
How many people? Okay.
You know what? You just gotta get good. You just gotta get good.
I have
Plus,
no
I got,
idea
I
who
got
just added me.
friends that don't actually watch Philly D that would actually love this fucking website. Because we do a lot like of Reddit
That's awesome.
aggregating like stuff from Reddit where you
No,
pull
it
all these stuff
definitely-
in.
I need
It
my
definitely
food.
would
Hang
be
on,
like a
Jesus.
great for our community. Just go there and make our own little.
Why not?
Like,
Well, see, okay, so
Poll.
here's my idea for what I want this to
The new
become. I want it to become
social
a
network.
crowdsourced, verified news site so that we or anyone can go to it and say, hey, these are actually true stories that are legitimate, that have had some
Exactly.
verification behind them.
Yeah.
Let's read into it.
Exactly.
And then because Phil's already looking for researchers and shit, we're taking care of that
You can
job
just
for
pull
him.
from that.
Yeah.
You can just
Yeah.
pull from that.
It's saving him money.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It is.
We're just doing it for free.
We are his
So we're
slaves.
paying him.
We're paying
do
him
the
to work
You
for
research.
him.
use our
Of
website.
course.
We're paying him to work for him.
We're paying him with research
Oh,
for
hey, you
him
made
to
a
give
gaming
us the
channel.
news.
Yeah.
Worth it.
We're researching the
It's
news
worth
that
it.
he's telling
It's
us
worth
about.
it.
we already had a gaming channel.
No. A voice channel to
voice.
correspond with the thing.
Oh, I'm jumping
With
on.
the gaming text chat.
I feel
We all
bad
hop
for
in
that
there?
thing I made about
The
Dylan.
gaming
but
what?
I feel like
We all hop
that.
in there?
I feel like that won't work though if it has like for like
Oh man.
Oh, and they
like
set
if
the
we all
limit to
join
30
Overwatch
until
together,
then.
we can't really use that.
Oh look, there's a gaming channel. You guys want to go down there?
Yes.
Oh, there is.
Yeah. They just made a gaming channel. Oh god, it's being flooded. Oh god.
It's only got 30
bad.
people. It's
I
limited.
like Phil's post that he made a couple minutes ago. He's just like, be back later, have to have dinner. He's like, by the way, pat yourselves on the back. 700 people, and there's not that many assholes.
Actually, worth $60.
Stick in a cup. I mean, a ball.
Super cool
Wow,
conversations
I just,
ever
like-
since yesterday.
I just like popped around a few for some reason. All right, so I don't know what's on here.
Weagle, how was your day?
Hey, man, it's good.
That's good. I'm glad.
So
It's awesome.
let's talk about that whole ACLU issue with the travel advisory thing in Texas.
I go with
Why is everyone leaving?
Let's talk about it and not say anything.
Look, everyone's leaving. Where'd everyone go?
I know it's so quiet now.
What the
I know.
hell?
What the heck?
Everyone
I guess they're
left.
all. In the
Well,
bug.
I didn't even see that until you posted that. It does. I mean, that's I don't know. The immigration thing is getting way out of control.
See, I don't understand the whole. So, I live in Arizona. I every time someone says that there's a border issue, I have no fucking clue what they're talking about because there's no issue here, and I'm on the border. So when you say immigration issue, what are you talking about?
Well, the thing is like, okay, I get. And now, by the way, I don't support the Trump immigration ban and all this bull, but the problem is there is some towns in Texas, like on the very south border, that I could understand have issues, but you can't let police at this point try to detain people that they don't think are legal. Like you're giving way too much power to something that's already out of control.
Well, yeah, exactly. And then plus Border Patrol isn't even police. Like, that's the
true.
one thing people don't understand.
Yeah.
It's not actually police.
They fall under Department of Transportation, don't they?
Yes, I believe so.
I think they're kind of like the Coast Guard.
Yeah, basically. So like, you're putting power over what should be a state kind of issue into the hands of the federal government, and then saying, "Hey, have fun," but giving them the same guidelines as a state officer.
Right.
Yeah.
So all you're gonna have there is a lot of issues.
Well, they're gonna have issues anyway. I mean, that's the problem. Is like, again, it's kind of the same deal with actually Texas. That's two things for Texas, right? It's got if you're non-Christian, they're trying to pass to where you can't adopt,
Oh yeah, there was that too.
and
So
now
yeah,
you're giving police border patrol.
Yeah.
Which, let's be honest, there have been some cases, and I'm not generalizing anything. I'm just saying there's some cases where police have taken a little bit more of a deadly stance to people who may have a different color than them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, because the problem is, again, you're just going to put a bunch of people in jail. They're going to sit there because a judge is not going to know what to do with them. ICE is not going to do anything with them. And now you're just breaking up people because you feel like you have some authority to do so.
One question I have is, let's not take into account the immigration thing. I want to stick more to the police thing now, mainly because when we're talking about police having over too much power, where are these policemen at? Like, when it comes to location in the country itself, where are they at? Where are these issues happening? If you look at it, it's mainly in largely populated areas where the news is going to be all around it. So this little conspiracy theory I kind of have. I don't believe that the majority of the issues that are going on, specifically when it comes to police enforcement, are actually happening as we're being told they are. It's more of a, hey, we're going to make everyone think about this while other shit's being screwed off.
Right.
Yeah, I see that being possible, definitely.
But again, I mean, but you're right. It's more heavily populated town, but it's also a lot more, maybe a lot more, but it seems to be more in the South. And
Definitely, 'cause, I mean, in Ohio, we haven't had anything like that.
right.
Yeah, I don't think in Arizona.
Baltimore maybe is north. I mean, there was New Jersey, the guy who got choked out.
I mean, we had one kid, and that's because he pointed at an airsoft gun that looked real at a police officer.
Well, yeah, that's well.
But yeah.
I mean, that's pointing what could be considered a weapon that you don't know if it is a
And
weapon.
yeah, well, the thing with that one is it was a suicide by cop.
Oh,
right.
So he's basically asking for it.
Yeah, he called the cops on himself.
Oh, the one with the gun, or that was. Yeah.
He was in a school parking
link's
lot.
fixed now, by the way, for Smith's story. Just refresh your page.
Did you make it to where I could verify it?
Yeah, you should be able to now.
Cool.
Can you click through on the link? Oh, it still gives that redirect. That's fine. I like that.
Yeah, this website's pretty nice.
I just, you know what pisses me off about all this stuff, though, is again with the cop stuff and then the immigration stuff is like, and also, what did they just do the law with the sanctuary cities in Texas?
Oh yeah, there's the whole thing.
Oh yeah, they banned it.
They banned
completely.
them all, yeah, which is insane to me. Like, I don't understand what Texas is doing, and I guess because of all the news going on with Trump, that they're kind of flying under the radar about what's being kind of pulled out, but. Like, that's it. First of all, the sanctuary cities is insane to me that they're just saying no to everything. Because now you're just saying no to kids and families, which is extremely fucked up.
Wait a minute, hold on. I'm reading a Newsweek article about Sean Spicer melting down about James Comey.
Did you see where he hid behind the bushes when reporters were coming up?
No. Do you have a link for that?
I'll have to find it.
Yeah,
a friend sent it to me today.
Yeah, and then post it up on there. We'll look at it.
Because that'd be funny. Let's see here. Dude, I hate how some of these news sites put ads everywhere and how they place them. It is fucking stupid.
Ad block.
I have ad block.
How do you still get ads then?
Again, the way they put them in there.
Okay. I just haven't seen ads in a while.
Yeah, they have there's this new one that they're doing on Newsweek.com that will pull up a video on the right hand side in the corner, but it's not really an ad. It's a video, but it's an ad.
Yeah, I see what you mean. That's obnoxious. I don't like audio that's unexpected.
Yeah, I don't either.
If it's a GIF, that's.
Yeah, especially when you're scrolling through the page and it's one of those pages where it's bootstrapped. So if a video gets placed in somewhere, it moves all the text and screws everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And it follows you.
All right, I submitted it. Oh wait, no, hold on.
I'll say I don't see it yet.
I had to put a category. Alright, I put it up.
Okay, I see it.
This is talking about him hiding in the bushes. Okay, so here's what it is. Where was it? Photographers can be seen at the edge of the frame taking pictures of Spikers as he spoke with Dobbs. He said What I can tell you is that the president, when given the recommendations, made a decision to accept the conclusions and to remove Director Comey and begin the restoration of confidence in leadership that needs to happen here, Spicer said. The Post detailed also that Spicer spent several minutes hidden in the bushes while his press assistants negotiated the terms of a briefing. He stepped out and asked for the lights to be that were set on to be turned off. Wow. Really? You hid in the fucking
Amazing.
bushes.
We're living in a history book, guys.
No shit.
He hid in the fucking bushes.
But again,
hilarious.
They didn't think of the. I mean, that's the problem with the whole thing. And I did this. I said this on one of the comments under the video today. Was I think Trump is burying himself with this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of is.
They're in full freakout mode. I mean, they didn't realize people would, I guess, have this sort of reaction to it.
I don't think he understood that people would have a reaction for anything that he does. Everything he does is fucking crazy.
That's true.
It's because for so long he didn't have that much of a public reaction for a lot of things.
Well, it's because most of the time everyone was just like
he still had a lot of power, but I mean, yeah, I think on Twitter for like that, you didn't have the entire country looking at it. You just had the people that were following him looking at it, and they weren't going to respond to anything.
Yeah, but for the majority of the things that he's done so far have aligned with his election, what he was elected on. I feel the whole Russia thing doesn't tie it to that at all, so that's why you're getting more pressure.
See, that's what I'm wondering about the whole Russian thing.
Yeah, I mean,
let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
So, go ahead if you got something, Seller.
No, I'm good. You go.
So, okay, the Russian thing. Not only do we have basically the proof that they hacked our elections, or at least they were involved in some way. We get the whole thing with what was his name? The old general that got fired. Flynn. We had Flynn having the issues. We have Sessions recusing himself because of communication with the Russians, and then we have Comey, even though they're saying it's because of other issues, we have him being fired during an active investigation in the communications with the Russians.
By recommendation of Flynn.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
what?
Sessions was supposed to recuse himself, but then him and the AD both had the submissions to fire him. But then, what's even better is Dum Dum put in a letter to Comey as he's firing him, which has, first of all, so the recommendation of, we thought he did not do well on the Hillary the Hillary email stuff, blah, blah, even though Trump said he did a fantastic job. And, that was a recommendation because it didn't put a good scene of the FBI, blah, blah. Trump sends a letter to Comey saying, I know you've told me 3 times that you're not investigating me for Russia, and I appreciate that. This has nothing to do with why you were firing him. Why are you putting that in the letter?
Yeah.
That your boy who recused himself from the whole Russian thing is trying to get him fired as well, because he's obviously under the gun. What is happening?
He put it in as sort of like, and then that's proof that I'm not being investigated.
100%.
And it's like, no, it's not, because you are.
You are 100% right. That is exact. That's mommy trying to go to mommy saying, Dad's not mad at me, so we don't really have to talk about that. We're cool. We don't have to worry about this. I'm not in trouble or anything, so if we can just go ahead and ignore it, it'd be great.
It sounds to me like someone who was like anticipating that letter to get leaked. Like he was like, all right, when everybody sees this, I gotta, make it clear that,
right.
He
no,
wasn't
and you may be right because of so many leaks. Yeah.
Yeah. But
at this point,
it sounds more sketchy. It sounds like it was completely unnecessary bit of information to include in the letter that was really not that related to the reason why he was firing him, especially if he actually did read the recommendations from the not Jeff Sessions, but the guy under Jeff Sessions, the
Rosenberg
assistant.
or Rosen,
whatever.
Rodenstein.
Rosenberg.
So
Yeah.
I just had a thought because you mentioned something there, where you said it looked like they wanted them to find it more or less. Now, forgive me if I'm wrong, but leaks have been happening quite a lot more than usual lately, specifically with the Trump with Trump and his administration. So maybe that's what they're wanting to happen, is they're wanting these leaks to come out. They're wanting this information to get out there so that we're looking at something else rather than, what's actually going on.
To kind of clarify what I was saying, I was more saying like he was expecting it to get leaked, so to kind of cover his butt, that's what he would, he threw it in there with an anticipate. It sounded like someone who was like, I'm trying to figure out the best way to put it. I don't know. Go ahead and say what you were going to say about Assange.
Well, no, I was saying Assange is saying too on Twitter. I forgot exactly what he said, but he's expecting some more leaks from the FBI on this whole thing coming out soon, as well.
I mean, clearly, if you don't want leaks from the FBI, don't fire their president.
Right.
Well, that and like Phil said in the video. I mean, the timing is weird. Like to fire him right as you gained office would make sense.
Yeah,
it's not weird because this is Trump. Again, if you would have done this when all this happened first, it would have been fine. But again, when you have, so basically you have Yates, Behera, now Comey, all three investigating Russia and Trump and Sessions, all these guys, all three fired. I mean, this was just lined up back to back to back. Who's getting fired? Who's getting fired? And again, I think this is his last ditch effort. I think this is him trying to not go to jail for treason and get impeached. And I think this is part of it.
I'm sorry,
I also
but
think.
No,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, but if Trump gets impeached, I would rather Trump stay in office than him get impeached. Specifically because I do not, under any circumstance, want Pence to be president.
Pence is not in the clear either, because I mean, you remember Pence was over the transition team, and a lot of this stuff happened during the transition. Sessions with officials, well, Sessions before Flynn. Who the hell knows what he's up to? Because when you ask for immunity, you've done some sick shit that you're trying not to go to jail for. And you wouldn't ask for immunity if it was just you talked to somebody and you couldn't do this position, you lost your clearance, but you're done. You ask for immunity when you think you're going to jail for a long time.
Yeah. Like if you only do that if you know you fucked up.
Yes, no pants.
Okay, I'm from Canada and I don't know much about U.S. politics, but if Trump was impeached, the vice president would immediately become president. That's how that works?
Yes.
Wow, that's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, basically we have in the U.S. the way the politics works is it's a line of secession. So basically, the moment the president's gone, the vice president jumps in. The moment the vice president's gone, I think it's the
Speaker of the House. It'd be Paul Ryan.
Yeah, Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan, which wouldn't be a great candidate for president either.
Yeah,
but it depends how deep the whole investigation goes. How many people are implicated?
I don't think Paul Ryan would have been implicated in that.
No, I think
clearly.
I think this literally is with because I mean, okay, so it's Trump. A lot of Trump's business backers are in Putin's circle, and that's kind of why he's been dragged into this too. Because I mean, he's more than likely done some treason bullshit with Putin. Mainly, if the FBI can say, okay, his transition team with Flynn, Sessions, who knows, Chris Christie, Pence. I mean, Pence was in charge of it. He would have had to know what was going on. Trump 100% had to have known. Then you've got that whole group that can be charged with treason. And that's a shit show. Because then you take everybody and then Paul Ryan's sitting pretty. Because I don't think Paul Ryan had anything to do with it.
I think it'll be really interesting to see who gets put up after Comey is gone. I think that will tell a lot about and not just who gets put up, but the positions that they take.
Well, Democrats are going to
and-
stop
and-
anything they can.
Well,
Yeah, but
without votes, they can't really do much. It depends
Well,
how it works out.
But the Democrats will have McCain. They'll have another, they'll have a decent amount of kind of central leaning Republicans.
I don't know. McCain has disappointed me at every vote so far, so that's all
True.
talk, right? So we'll
But
see.
he has outwardly not, he did not like this move. And McCain, 100%, if he sees issues that there is links with Russia or any of his team, I think McCain will be done with it because he's absolutely doesn't want any of that. I think most Republicans will.
Hopefully.
You're right, exactly. Well, they've known, but again, but you're right. I think whoever he tries to pull in there, if they try to bury some information from Russia that they've already got going on, but they're trying to get Comey to testify as quickly as possible.
yeah, and it'll be interesting to see, not necessarily if they try to hide information, but if they finish the if they close the investigation on, it would look especially fishy if they just up and close the investigation on that's currently going on with the Russian involving the hacking.
Oh,
Russian
definitely.
being involved in the hack. If they all of a sudden close that, then that would look fishy. So I
Yeah.
think it'll be interesting to see the first moves that they take being the director, and I think that'll tell a lot about their priorities. And I mean, they can make a move that whether they want it to or not looks really fishy, or they can just, if they keep the investigation open, then maybe Trump put someone, worthwhile into place.
Yeah, I mean, I think we definitely need to wait to see who he puts in as the next director.
Mm-hmm.
Plus,
Because until then, we're not going to really have a great idea whether or not Comey was fired for the reasons we think he was, or for the actual reasons stated.
But see, okay,
Exactly,
so I have to say something because I was looking into this while you guys were talking. So, in the past couple of presidents, they fired them basically a couple of months after they were put in the into the presidency. Like, for example, during the Nixon time or the Reagan time, let's say, Otto was acting director since May 25th, 1987, after Webster was removed by Reagan. He was there for 160 days. They then put in William S. Sessions. Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
But that was
Sessions.
the guy from the previous administration.
Correct. Webster was the previous.
But they also
Otto was the acting.
But they weren't being investigated for treason.
That's true.
I think that's where the big.
That is the difference between it. But we just have to keep in mind though that in every single election after a new president has come in, they fire that FBI director within a few months of the beginning of the year.
Comey's been in since Bush.
No, you never fire the FBI director.
No,
Those are appointed for 10 years.
Hold on, because I'll just go through the lines of the last couple of ones from Clinton on. Clinton fired Sessions on July 19th, 1993, hired Clark for 44 days, then replaced him with Free or whatever hell for 7 years or almost 8 until June 25th, 2001. Then George W. Bush fired Free, put in Picard for 71 days until September 4th, 2001. Then on September 4th, 2001, he put in Robert Mueller, the last one that we had before Comey, for 12 years. Comey was only in for 4 years until May 9th. So if you look at the line of
I thought Comey was in a lot longer.
No, Comey was only in there for 3 years, 247 days.
Jeez, I was way off.
He started September 4th, 2013.
He just looks the part.
I think that's very showing to where we're going to see we definitely have to wait, because you can see there's a trend that presidents often hire someone and fire them shortly thereafter.
So that's why we have to wait.
Trump's doing.
Yeah, and just so you know, in all the ones that were only there for a short period of time, every single one are specified as a acting director.
Oh, okay.
But Comey was the actual director.
That makes a difference.
Yeah. So basically, in this time, when he fires Comey and puts in McCobb, that's from what it looks like based on the pattern, it looks normal. But because of the actual events transpiring right now, it makes it look a little weird.
Well, especially since Comey, it came out today, yesterday, that 2 subpoenas were gone out from for everybody around Flynn, but also that today they said Comey was actually asking for more resources to investigate Russia.
Yeah, I think it was like the day before or something like that. He had just put in a request for more resources to do for the investigation specifically, and then all of a sudden this happens.
I mean,
They
this
also
is
put
not
in requests
coincidence.
for they put in subpoenas, I think.
Yeah, they did the 2 subpoenas for people around Flynn, which came out the day of he did it, which nobody knew. CNN said they knew a week ago that they were going to do it, but they were dated yesterday.
Well, there was one, I forget, I think it was like some site had like it listed like a week ago, and then CNN reported on it yesterday.
Gotcha.
Citing that, I think. I can't remember the place.
I mean, it's not. This is not something which is insane. It's not random that this happened. It's not something that just happened to pop out. This is, I saw they just released an article on CNN that said that a white hot Trump stewed over Comey's fate before deciding he cannot be trusted, which is insane. The figure that just 4 months ago he was very proud of Comey and said he did a great job.
I just want to point out that the figures that you were talking about the 44 days or 71 days, the acting director only acts in between appointments. They don't count, right? It's like what's happening now.
Yeah, they don't really count as an actual director. They're just an acting one until the good one can be found.
However,
Yeah.
Comey
But
was
still,
the actual director. He had already been
exactly
approved and everything.
He had been there long enough, and even not counting the acting directors, most of them. I mean, it's a pretty regular thing for the FBI director to get fired when a new president of different, with differing beliefs comes in. So I guess that was the point, not necessarily.
But is it really? 3 years is the shortest in history for this kind of.
Yeah.
So it's not normal.
Well, no, it's not normal, especially when, again, which they've really, and I'm assuming they'll never change this, but why the fact if you are being investigated, any type of firing should be frozen until that investigation is over.
That's just not the way the law works. Though.
No, I agree.
It really
But
isn't.
that's like
Trump
me going up
Trump
for
is
like
also not normal.
a domestic violence case and me being like, you know what? Yeah, I beat the shit out of that person and I threw her down a flight of stairs, but I'm really not liking how this is going, so I'm going to need to just fire the DA.
The idea is that if there's some sort of moral or clear collusion, the Congress or the Judicial Department does something about it. So we'll hope that that happens.
Even in cases of domestic violence, as a victim who is currently going through the legal proceedings, I can confirm that the person who is charged with domestic violence, or as a matter of fact, any crimes, is treated as innocent until guilty. There are certain restrictions that are put into place for the protection of the victim, but other than that, the process continues.
But if I try to, in that case, you are proven. I understand you're definitely innocent until proven guilty. But if you try to interfere with that case at any point, like Trump is doing, then that's the problem.
Good luck with the proceedings, by the way, Elsa. That sounds horrible. Hopefully you get through it.
Thank you very much.
I'm afraid I missed it. What's going on?
We're talking about Russians and
Trump
and
World news. Well, U.S. news.
Yeah.
Also,
America.
Didn't Trump just meet with the guy that's in the center of all this today?
Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean that's not necessarily rare for that to happen, especially with how the ties with us and Russia are right now. That's who he would normally be meeting in any circumstance.
Yeah, he is the Russian ambassador, so it's not like it's unusual that he would be meeting.
No, I'm not saying it's unusual. It's just really bad timing.
Well, I mean, that's Trump's entire presidency is really bad timing on things.
Good point.
That's the best sum up of his presidency
being
ever.
American in 2017.
It's what a time to be alive. But I've realized I'm an
Hashtag
anarchist.
Canada, new best country.
Listen, I'm an anarchist now because I want to watch this whole mother burn.
Well, the thing about it,
like
for
I
me,
hate Republicans.
and anarchist.
Well,
the thing about it for me that's really interesting is like every story that comes out, every headline or read, it feels like we're living in a fucking textbook.
Yeah,
like,
history.
Like
we are.
Like it's something we are, and like all these things I'm seeing and hearing and reading are things my grandkids are going to be studying in their U.S. history classes.
Yep.
And it's just so bizarre because it feels like I'm
It feels like so much in so little time.
living. Exactly. It feels like I'm part of a TV show where I was, some kid reading a history book and got sucked into it and actually had to like live out what I was reading in the history.
I mean, as a Canadian, since we kind of just follow along with Big Brother America with whatever they do,
You're our hat.
I just, I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to tell my kids one day I survived World War III because I was Canadian and I had to go along with it, or if I'm going to be like, oh, that's what a nuclear bomb looks like.
No. America will annex Canada.
Well, we'll do the Crimea thing, and we'll just take Russia over, or not Russia. We'll take Canada over because it's closer to Russia.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
Why not?
Yeah, then we could just use Alaska to invade Russia.
No, we don't. We wouldn't need to. We already have Alaska.
I was about to say we don't need Canada. We have Alaska.
Oh, we need more land.
More
to get the troops over to Alaska.
They have like 5%
Except
of
Canada
the land
and
they
America
can use.
are like sibling allies. Like we would never betray America. So like
that's because
Yeah, but they have French people there. Do you really want French people?
I mean, y'all can bomb the fuck out of Quebec. I don't mind.
Yeah, fuck Quebec.
Yeah, everybody hates Quebec.
No, so
Quebec
Canada is America's hat. We can't get rid of you.
False. You guys are our bottom or our pants. Get it right.
Good to know that you wear your hat
Wait.
over your pants.
Hold on. I have to ask then. If we are your pants, is Canada a woman or a man?
I mean, have you not seen the one where that America?
I mean, we have.
Have you not seen the picture of America being Canada's gay bottom?
We're a power bottom, first of all.
If we're gonna talk in terms of gay terms, America is a bear.
No, we're a power bottom.
No, we're a bear.
I have no
conversation. If someone came into this conversation,
preferences.
I was gonna say if someone came into this conversation 2 minutes ago, they would be completely confused at the conversation.
Yes,
yeah, very true. But also,
I can't link image. I can't like post images, so I'm gonna have to just post a link. But no, Canada and America are men, and we are gay butt buddies. But you guys are the bottom. Look in Gen 1. I posted the link.
Power bottom.
Okay.
You're right if you're gonna say it.
I can understand that.
You know what's really fucked up though?
Bottom. You are our power bottom.
It's okay.
That's maybe true actually.
Get some too.
That's a good point. We gave a reach around. We're good.
We treated you right.
Yeah, you're holding our head while we go at you. Yeah, we get it.
Also, the fact you left Central Mexico or Central America that's actually filming the whole situation is really bad.
Alaska's just like America's twin that just sits in the corner.
Alaska's just gone. They're doing whatever.
Alaska is the camera.
Yeah, Alaska's the guy sitting in the corner touching himself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alaska's the camera guy.
The creepiest one of all porns.
That mean over here,
Man, that's hot.
Like the camera guy that breathes heavily during the entire thing.
Hey,
seriously though, have you ever been in a recording studio for a porn before?
I have a film degree. Technically, I could go film porn now, and that could be a legitimate job for me.
There you go.
Do it.
I used to had a girlfriend that used to do adult related things. I had the misfortune of being at a set during a porno shooting. I have never felt so dirty in my life.
That's why I call my bathroom.
Did you go home and look up some of her videos though afterwards?
No, what I did was I sat in the shower questioning every decision that led up to that moment.
I would be the worst girl to like date if he was like a male porn star at all, because like he would come home and I'd be like, look at the screenshot I got from your work yesterday. Look.
You have no idea how many times I did that to her.
I would be the worst. He'd be like, I had a long day today, I'm tired, and I'd be like, look, you're getting railed by a dude. He's like, why? I'm like, it's your wallpaper now. I sent it to your mom.
It's just leaky asshole.
The pink sock and shit.
Are you Americans going to do this,
Well, either way, if anybody gets blown up, it's going to be y'all anyway.
Wait, No Pants said something I didn't hear.
What No Pants say?
I don't know.
Her voice was really low. And now she's muted.
Yeah, she's muted.
You said she lost her pants.
I was gonna say if anybody gets bombed, it's definitely gonna be Canada because we all know
What?
North Korea's. Well,
No,
hold
that's
on.
true.
It's even.
That's true.
You
No,
can't
that's
let.
true.
You
That's
gotta let
true.
me keep
No,
going
that's
here.
true. They won't hit America because then that will 100% guarantee retaliation. They'll hit us because it's like having a fight with a big brother and then being like, you know what? We're gonna punch the little sister instead.
That's just not true. Though.
And then the big brother,
That's
big
fucked
brother
up.
would
Who
go
does
running
that?
after them, going "fuck you" and like tapping him in the head.
Yeah, but right now Trump doesn't like Trudeau and Trudeau doesn't like Trump, so Trump might be like, they deserved it.
Oh, hey, by the way, what happened? So, speaking of Trudeau and Canada, there was an election yesterday, yeah?
No.
There
I thought there was.
Wasn't that?
No.
I think that's France.
France.
Yeah, it's France's election.
It's in
And
France.
it wasn't yesterday.
Oh, then I must be thinking of the French Canadians that had
Same
to
thing,
be
though.
voting.
Yeah, French Canadian,
Yeah.
same thing. I mean, they, yeah.
Come on, man. I even
the French
posted an
Canadians
article
aren't
on
real
it.
Canadians, so
Well, no,
it's
By the way,
so I actually found this out yesterday. Did you know that if you're a citizen of another country, they will actually set up voting booths in whatever country you may be in, so you can vote for your home country?
Is that Canada or the EU?
No, like Iran, or not Iran. Was it Iran? It was one of the Middle East countries. Did it in Canada?
I jogged.
Or at least they wanted to do it in Canada, but Canada denied them because apparently they have bad relations right now.
everybody has bad relations with Iran.
I was gonna say Canada has bad relations with everybody. We're
Except
just
for
like
us.
we're going through our period right now, so we're a little PMSy.
It's not something you would assume when you think of Canada.
Yeah, I feel like Canada's just that really nice person that's just nice to everyone and everyone loves.
We are, but then Trudeau is doing that whole like nice to everyone, but then like talking shit behind the back because he's a Canadian with a female kind of thing. So he's like shaking hands and being all friendly with Trump, but then in like news conferences and stuff, he's like, "We will not stand for the discrimination that America is doing," and blah blah. Blah. And
Well, that sounds like politics in
I
general.
mean, he's
Yeah,
That sounds like every politician.
that's not anything new. That's just politics.
That's
Do you
politics.
disagree?
It's new for Canadian politics, and we're just kind of sitting here going, "Shut up, buddy! You've done nothing constructive to Canada. Fuck
Wow, I
off."
totally disagree completely.
You're both Canadian, by the way.
Let's discuss this.
Let the Canadians fight, guys. Stop interrupting.
I want to hear
I don't
Canadian
know enough-
politics.
I don't know enough.
So
about
someone
politics to
requested
fight.
a person limit on this one. I was wondering if you still wanted that.
Yes,
Yeah,
Are we gonna get like 30?
please.
Yes, please.
Well, do we want 30?
That'd be awesome.
Well, I am Dylan.
Okay.
Let's see.
How many people? Dylan's in here.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Not
Dylan,
my
fuck
Dylan.
Dylan.
Not my Dylan.
I was just enjoying the
Hashtag
conversation.
not my Dylan.
Hashtag not my Dylan.
Did you like your shout out on the Patreon, Dylan?
Oh yeah, that was cool.
There's also
You're
subreddit.
mean. You're official. I told you you'd be official yesterday. You're official.
Yay.
Okay, so what are we talking
And
about?
Dylan, I'm sorry, but we had to change the fuckdylan.com into filledin.com. It made
Damn.
more sense.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, Dylan.
Yeah,
why
I'm
does
sorry,
everyone
I
hate you?
suggested
Yes,
that.
Nagesh.
What's up?
Why does everyone hate you?
It's a long story.
So, okay, actually,
Essentially-
here I'll quickly explain the story. So the story
Okay.
behind the fuck Dylan is yesterday when when everything got first set up, everyone was in the channels, and after a short amount of time, when most people got out of the voice channels or most of the chaos went away, most people were either in the what was it?
Good luck.
The good luck channel or the you guys are off key channel. And then there's like two more that no one was in there, and someone made a mention of that and said, "Hey, no one's in those channels." Well, asshole over here, Dylan, decided to go jump in one of those channels, and someone decided,
Aw, fuck
as
Dylan.
he does that, someone did that, just goes, "Fuck Dylan."
Yeah, then everyone starts screaming, "Fuck Dylan."
And then
And
it
it became a thing.
became
Yep.
Dylan Lives Matter, not my Dylan. Stop
Dylan
Dylan,
DeFranco.
2017.
Dylan
Dylan
DeFranco.
Okay, so now in a one-to-one interview, how does it feel to become a meme?
Oh, like I'm not even a meme yet. It's just kind of a reference in a small group.
Oh, you're.
Once I'm on the front page of Reddit, I'll be a meme.
Nah, you're not
Oh,
getting that.
shit. All right, guys, let's do this.
You can get there.
You have high
I feel
All right,
like-
everyone.
I feel-
Hey, you heard the man. He wants to be on first on Reddit. I think the Phillip DeFranco community could probably do that.
Nah.
I mean, you could actually.
14,000
If it
people
hasn't
donate
happened
money in
already.
like 5 days.
I think when Phil made the Things We Love About Dylan channel and then he mentioned you on Patreon, it's safe to say you're at least a Discord meme.
There we
That's
go.
true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not a full-fledged meme, but you're like a toddler meme.
And you know, at
Adolescent meme.
least me explaining it just now that it's recorded on YouTube, anyone can go and reference back to what the start of that was.
Wait,
It's on
something's being
YouTube?
recorded right now?
Yeah, this is we're doing a live stream right now on YouTube.
Oh, man.
I feel like that should be noted before
Anything
people walk
I say
in here,
cannot
eh?
incriminate me.
Hey, I've been announcing this all day.
I just got here and I didn't know.
Well, now you do. You have been
And this is
filled
crazy.
in.
Well, bye, Kappa.
She left.
She's back.
She's back.
She changed her mind.
I couldn't
She
leave
did-
the Dylan.
she did destroy
Dylan is
everything.
loved all of his life. We
Kappa.
can't leave Dylan.
Not my Dylan.
Oh my god.
I've changed my name now. Perfect.
Is it death?
No one will recognize.
Okay.
Keep talking. We'll figure out who it is.
Yeah.
No.
Not Firebath?
Not Firebath.
That's awesome.
So original.
That's amazing.
I kind of just want to troll Phil one day, and next time he comes in the voice channel, we all change our names to not Philly D and just go in there. Fuck with him.
Oh my god, that'd be.
Oh shit,
that
I
would-
joined
your
the
picture.
Talent Squad. No.
But you have to change your picture.
That would
To
be
his
just
picture.
like an
Yeah,
old Habbo
to his
Hotel
picture,
raid.
but then it say, yeah, to his picture, but then have it say not Philly D. So it's all the same picture, but then it's like one says Philly D and the rest says not.
That'd be
It's
amazing.
like the Where's Waldo of Philly D.
It'd be like,
Exactly.
It's like doing a whole Habbo Hotel raid.
Or we all just do Philly D with 2 L's.
Oh, God.
That way-
Oh, yeah. He would love that.
When he does Philly D, he does 2 L's. It's when it's Philip that he does 1.
Okay.
True.
Yeah, it's true.
Fine then, Philly D 1.
But the real Philly D's name is in gold.
So what?
Yeah.
Except for in voice channels, we're all the
Discord.
same color.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
We're all equal here.
Well, if you click
We're
on
all
me, I got a little flag on my roll.
Actually, I think Phil was a different color yesterday, at least on my phone in the voice channel.
No,
Like,
he's
that's the only way I
the
can find
real one is gold.
it.
Yeah.
In which case, Dylan is green.
Yes, I am green.
Yes.
Not on my computer.
Dylan
It
is special.
depends which interface you're using. Wait, by the way, which channel is this streamed to?
Oh, hold on. It's in the chat to voice.
Gaming? What?
Also, as a side note, can we all R.I.P. Big Black and the fact he named his daughter Isis?
Wait, what?
What?
That was before ISIS was a thing.
Listen, I know, but your daughter's name is still Isis.
Have you seen the T-Mobile extension ISIS and their promotion
Oh
of
my
it before ISIS
God.
became a thing? That's much worse.
That
Yeah,
is
T-Mobile is ISIS.
so
T-Mobile
good.
supports ISIS.
T-Mobile loves ISIS. T-Mobile is with ISIS.
I remember
T-Mobile
Spy
is
Agency
ISIS.
on Archer was named ISIS.
See, and that,
Oh
it's
my
funny
God.
because I remember using the ISIS app back when I had T-Mobile a couple years ago. Before ISIS was actually, it was like, I think right before ISIS became actually well and widely known. I was using that ISIS app. It sucked.
But then again, that's how we claim the name back, right? Because Isis is originally an Egyptian goddess, which is actually
Sure.
a very pretty name.
That is
but
true.
Yes. I met a girl in
That's-
college named ISIS.
That's not how the name originated anyway, to be fair.
But were they calling him ISIL forever too?
Well,
Yeah,
and,
I mean, that's what they want themselves to be called.
See,
No.
We
like,
just call them ISIS.
like
they go with Daesh.
I've heard them call them
Yes,
that
yeah.
group so many
Dodge is the
different
thing they
names.
don't want to be called. They hate that name.
And their actual name is Go Fuckers International anyway. So
Oh, sure.
I don't know how they feel about that. Maybe they like it.
The question is,
Yeah,
do
they're
they
probably
actually
not
fuck
even
with
insulted.
I don't know if they like anything. Let's be honest. I think they're just a bunch of fucked
just
up.
hate
Each
everything.
other. They like
See,
each
Iraq.
other.
See, Iraq
That's
just
true.
kick it like fuck you, Iraq.
They're like goats.
I think in a couple of years they're just gonna like try to do the Daddy of Five thing and be like, "It was a prank, bro. Calm down."
And they'll lose custody of two of their
Yes.
goats.
To all our haters,
Lose
to all our
custody of the
haters,
goats.
they're all just haters. All America, they're just haters.
And then they're
You guys
gonna
are fine,
follow.
right?
It's just a
You guys are
prank,
fine?
bro. And then they're gonna
Yeah.
make a video being like, "The U.S. government already investigated us. They said we're cool."
They're gonna be all
To the
dressed up
letter.
and nice.
3 times they said we were cool,
Weird
so
fade-
we're
fades
cool,
to black.
guys.
Oh
fades
my
back
god! Check
And then fades to
chat.
black again.
Check
Can
chat
we
to
point
voice.
out though that
Check chat to
Trump?
voice.
Check the voice.
Check chat to voice. The channel.
How to turn it off?
That's a spicy meme.
Love a good game.
Oh wow.
Trying to fuck Dylan.
That's great.
What about me? Oh yeah.
Go check chat to voice,
Words.
Dylan.
Chat the voice. What we got going on here?
Oh my god, someone with the eggplant.
Is that an
Chart
AV
of-
squared I see
chart of
chilling
fuck
in the
Dylan.
voice channel?
I was like,
Awful.
obviously
Oh.
Shannon reacted to it because there's the Kevin face in there.
What up, 80 squared? What up? Fucking stalker.
I'll just throw an attack in there.
We're from another Discord.
Oh shit.
I'm just mad because we can use Eddie Dab. Oh wait, no, we can't use Eddie Dab, which sucks.
No, you can only use sub emotes. You can't use Discord emotes unless you have
Unless you have the Nitro thing.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
If I
God.
don't see,
Yeah, I need to get Nitro
if I don't
again.
see this chart of fuck Dylan on the Reddit tomorrow,
It's
I'm gonna
on.
be
Oh yeah.
disappointed.
Hell, it'll be on in a few minutes if you keep talking like that.
That's fair. I mean, it's already got the most reactions besides any of Phil's posts. So
Well, I mean, they're all by the same people, to be fair.
that's fair enough.
Let's try to keep
You
looking
know,
down
I'm
the
not
line.
even on Phil's Reddit. What is it? Can someone link me?
DeFranco.
r/DeFranco.
Yeah, r/DeFranco.
Gotcha.
I should probably
Maybe
go
if
do
we
that
say it
too
a few
since I
more
don't
times,
use
he'll
Reddit.
hear it.
Same.
Oh,
He's
you
the
guys
only
can
he's the only mod as well, so don't expect any posts to be reported.
I feel like he doesn't have the best
I'm surprised we got 2
moderation
mods in this
system.
Discord.
Yeah, I wonder how he picked them. Did he just like put all our names in a hat?
Well, I know
Probably.
that.
He just like Trey picks them out.
Well, no, I know that Ryan is a mod because he's also a mod on another channel that that Phil is on or something like that.
I'll be right back.
Ryan runs writing posts or writing something like that.
Okay, then why doesn't he fix the rules? Holy shit, this is so bad.
He only had a banning kick.
Alright.
Yeah, they only have a few things they can do.
Once he becomes
mods can change or make text and voice channels. I think now.
Yeah, and they can add the limits on them.
And that's only because I think
Like I got for here.
I'm pretty sure that that Phil didn't know how to use Discord when he first started getting into it.
He
I don't-
doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think he
Barely
understands
does.
Doesn't, as in still present tense.
I think he's slowly learning.
Which like
You don't have a choice.
I would be more than willing to help him out. Like I run a Discord. I've built Discord bots. I have one that's in a couple hundred servers.
Can you
and
make
shit.
us a music bot?
I have one. It's called Scarebot.
With only Miley Cyrus.
I have
No.
Scarebot and then I have EmpireBot. And hell, EmpireBot has a website that you can go to and use it. It has a whole panel for you.
It's more about what he wants at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
I just helped set up my friends' Discords, and then I made my own where I can like send a few people links to, so that we can go hide and be antisocial in places when we don't want to talk to people.
Dude, I made
Sweet.
one of my Discord bots that I have. If you start streaming on like Twitch or Beam or something like that, it automatically gives you a certain role and post your shit inside of the Discord. It's really cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Right? Well, I made it because of my gaming thing that I have, because we're all about like streamers and content creators and all that. So I made that for them.
Okay.
All right, well let's talk about more news stuff.
Dylan, is that you in your picture? I can't tell.
No,
I don't know.
I don't think Dylan is Joe Biden with ice cream.
Yeah, well,
Is that
we
who
never
it is? I can't see the picture very well, so I
Joe
don't
Biden
know.
needing ice cream.
Yeah, it's Joe. It's old.
Here, I
Joe
got a
Biden.
news thing.
I always suspected that Dylan was Joe
Wait.
Biden, if I'm honest.
Dylan's identity? Like, how dare you?
Dylan
Dude,
is Joe Biden.
All I was
I
gonna
got
say
a
was
news
sunglasses,
thing.
but
What's up?
Alright, I'm back. What was the story about the mods?
So,
What?
So the French elections just happened. That was a thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
They went
what do
well.
you guys think about possibly sending more U.S. troops back to Afghanistan?
Eh.
Because they're looking
Why?
at sending another 3,000.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
Did they surrender at the voting booth?
I thought we brought everyone back, or we're supposed
No,
to.
no, we never ended up actually taking everyone back. We've had about 5,000 there for the past couple years.
Yeah,
You're
there was a
still
great
fighting a
reduction in
war,
force,
yeah.
but not.
Yeah.
No, not everybody's back.
Because they're looking at putting another 3,000 there because right now it's a complete stalemate between us and Al Qaeda. It's literally just us fighting back and forth, and no one's doing anything.
And the Taliban.
I say we just let them have it.
What is
let
it?
them all go fuck each other's up.
Right.
What do you mean, let them have it?
Yeah, what's it?
Like just like
all the things.
Honestly, just pull out and let them sort it out. A lot of the reason why these groups like ISIS and Al Qaeda are getting recruitment is because of the collateral damage that is being caused in places like Afghanistan and Iraq, and they're using that to say, hey, see, these people aren't as good as they claim to be, and it's and a lot of and radicalizing people. Like I fully support the military, don't get me wrong, but I don't support the decisions to be over there anymore when there's a lot of radicalization going on because of the collateral damage.
I personally, I think we need to pull out, but not just for that reason, for the reason that there's so many other things starting to go on in the world and so many possibilities, like such as something happening with Russia or China, that I think we need to be prepared for something like that and not worried about the Middle East or North Korea.
See, like my problem is I think the majority of the time the reason why most people are pissed off at us is because all those groups, like Al Qaeda, like ISIS, like what was that other group that's out there?
There are a lot.
There's a shit ton of them, but
name a country.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But like, most of those were caused. They're in power and they have the abilities they do because of us.
Yeah, that's true.
We provided.
We trained
them,
Al Qaeda.
Yeah, we trained them. We provided them money. We provided them resources, weapons, military expertise, everything. And the only reason they're pissed off at us is because we didn't need their help anymore.
Hey, we put Castro in power. I mean, we interfere way too much.
We're the ones who started fucking Bin Laden.
Yeah, we trained him.
And it's because
we
wanted him
part
to
of the
go
Al
fight the
Qaeda
Russians.
training mentioned earlier.
On a completely different note, we can get back to this in a sec. I just put the Dylan thing on the DeFranco subreddit, so y'all should.
Perfect.
Sweet.
Go upload it. Bring it to the front page.
See, usually I'd say that it's not good to cross-promote on different platforms because the moderators would ban you. But this is the DeFranco subreddit, and Phil is the only mod, so I'll just bite my tongue.
Yeah, give that that vote.
But we definitely should be very worried about North Korea right now.
Yeah, definitely.
But the good news is China is 100%. If North Korea steps out of line, China's not going to back them up.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
just-
Here's the
here's
interesting
how
thing about. Go ahead.
Okay, well, here's how I see North Korea. China's already stopped buying their coal, which is 80% of their GDP. So the way I see it is North Korea's not going to get to the point where they actually have a missile that can actually reach us, because eventually they are going to run out of money, and they've already starved their people. So it's not like they can get money from somewhere else.
Yeah,
But here's
Kim
the
is
interesting-
eating all
here's
the
the
food.
interesting thing. Hold on. The interesting thing about North Korea. So back in, I'm just going to give some like a quick history thing to back this up. Back in the Cold War, when Russia was testing nukes, they were trying to make a nuke that would output immense amounts of gamma radiation, essentially an EMP. They were working on creating EMPs, and so hold on. Sorry.
Right. I'm not sure why the US seems to be like the target everyone's worried about. I feel like the countries much closer to it are a bigger concern, like Japan or South Korea.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's South
missiles are
Korea.
falling right now into the Sea of Japan.
Well, do you
So
know
the
how many
interesting-
missiles that North Korea has pointed at Seoul?
A lot.
Yeah,
But
How many of them were?
the thing about these EMPs that's interesting is that in the testing that they did during the Vietnam War, or during the Cold War, I'm sorry, they figured out that it would only take 3 of these EMPs detonated at about 100,000 feet to 200,000 feet to completely wipe out all electronics that weren't hardened in the U.S. That'd be phones, cars wouldn't work, telephones wouldn't work, like hardline telephones wouldn't work. None of our technology would work anymore. And the missile launches that North Korea has been putting off, even though they look like they failed because they're not ICBMs that could go across the ocean and hit us, they're exploding right at the perfect height for an EMP. So all it would take was one ship off the coast of the East Coast to launch one of those, and they could take out they could take out all the electronics on the East Coast that weren't hardened.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like it's a bit intercepted.
Well, see, hold on. No, because I just want to point out that the last 2 rocket tests that North Korea has done exploded on the platform.
That is
From
true.
my understanding,
Yeah,
from my
the
understanding,
last 2
the last
exploded on the
ones,
platform were confirmed.
Okay. From my understanding, the last ones that had exploded were ones that had exploded around that altitude, and it was starting to seem like they might be testing EMPs that could just. I mean, if they got 3 of those in the air, I mean, you can even detonate an EMP from a low orbit satellite.
Yeah, true.
So
well, they're never getting anything up there.
They could theoretically,
and unless they have some stuff to trick satellites, they'll never even make those. We'll intercept that, no problem.
Well, and they're not going to put any. I don't know what kind of navy they have, but any type of movement toward us, we're going to be surrounding the shit out of them.
Well,
so
here's the other thing with North Korea. Kind of going along with the history side of things, they've always had one thing in mind. They want a unified Korea in which they're in charge. And what these nuclear weapons, what they've always kind of been, is almost like how we use them as a deterrent. They want to use them kind of to pressure South Korea into giving in.
Right.
Well, plus
they don't. Their plan is not to launch them because I think Kim Jong-un, he may look like an idiot, but I think he's smart enough to know if he was to do that, he'd pretty much screw himself over.
He'd be demolished.
Plus,
he knows that.
Yeah.
Plus,
so
the Korean War never ended.
That is also true.
True.
So, like, they're still technically they're at war.
North Korea's at war. North Korea, 100% at war.
Well, no,
oh, definitely.
The designation is still at war. Like they are still or police action or whatever it's called. But they only signed they never signed an official thing to
They only signed an armistice.
Well,
yeah, and they pulled out of the armistice too.
If you look at the DMZ, they're all in fight mode.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not really. There isn't conflict. They're in a stalemate.
No, there's not conflict, but it's a stalemate. You're right.
But it is still war. They are in a wartime.
It's a Cold War at the DMZ.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Essentially, we are in a Cold War with North Korea.
I just get worse,
especially with Syria.
North Korea.
I just love seeing the kind of dichotomy of the two sides where, North Korea they face each other to make sure that they stay there, and South Korea is kind of way more
one day and
they
all change our names.
Well, the North Korea or South Korean soldiers are actually in a Taekwondo stance, like a modified stance.
You have to change your picture.
All their soldiers
To
are,
his picture.
and the actual
Yeah.
North
To
Korean
his
soldiers
picture, but then it's
look at
a-
each other.
Yeah.
So they
To
have
his picture, but then have
two
it say not
soldiers in the
Philly. So
middle.
it's all
They
the
have
same
them spread
picture,
out.
but then
But
it's
they have
like
two
one
soldiers
says
that
Philly
look at
D
each
and the
other,
rest
so
is
one
not.
doesn't defect. The reason they look at each other is so they have the captain, which stares toward north, and then they have the two soldiers and all staring at each other, grouped up, so someone doesn't defect, which is insane to me.
Yeah.
That you have to line up in military formation so the other group doesn't defect.
Yeah.
But I mean, North Korean people are cannibals. They have to be. Yeah, I mean, if you look inside the capital city, you see very little light. Obviously, the officials, the fat boy himself, all those people have electricity. Everybody outside of it is basically starving to death.
Pretty much. Have you seen some of the video footage that's been sneaked out from there?
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
I went on all week binge just watching all these videos, and I don't understand how these people believe what he's giving them.
It's brainwashing.
Has there been proof that they're cannibals?
There's some great documentaries on it.
I've seen a bunch of people write about it.
I'm not sure about the cannibal, but yeah.
I
they're
mean,
definitely
I still feel like it's a bit unfair to label the entire nation as cannibals. But
No,
I mean,
not the entire
I'm not
nation.
quite
Oh no,
sure.
definitely not the
Definitely
entire
going on
nation.
there.
These
Yeah, I know.
small villages and towns that
Yeah,
are
more remote
basically
areas. It's
done.
very likely happening.
Yeah.
I'll have to find the write up about it. Talking about they were talking in some towns that were cannibals.
I mean, I really don't see the proof necessarily for that. Because, I mean, you might have a few towns near there, but you got to look at other countries that have been under this starvation and stuff, and they didn't go to these levels of cannibalism and stuff like that. Countries that we can see what's happening into them.
But have they been under this type of situation for the last, say, 50, 60 years?
Okay, maybe not that, but I mean, some of them have been under it for a little bit of a longer time. Like if you go to some places like Africa, like Mogadishu
Yes.
and that kind of area, they have been under it for closer to the better part of 20 years.
But I feel like the situations are different. The Somalian government doesn't exist, whereas the North Korean government exists very much.
As an oppressive regime.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, as a civilian that has no access to weapons or resources or anything, plus is basically you're dying of hunger as it is, how are you going to fight back? How are you going to try to save yourself from all
Well, that's
of
the
that?
whole point.
True.
I think
So, I
no
mean,
one's dealing with it because nobody wants to deal with the result of the North Korean government solving.
There's nothing to
Yeah,
deal
thinking about the
with
refugees.
properly. How do you approach this? It's
Yeah,
not easy.
you would have millions of untrained immigrants who, with the time spent apart, don't even speak the same language as the South Koreans.
Refugees.
Well, see, that's not that true though. That's not very accurate when it comes to them not having the same.
They can communicate, but they have some differences in their
it's-
language.
I mean, it's like having a dialect issue between someone that may be in like the bayou of Florida versus SoCal.
Sure.
I mean, it'd be
I
kind
think
of
it would be a little bit more different because you got to look. They've had completely different cultures for so long. It's not like in the U.S. where our cultures are still somewhat linked. These are two completely separate cultures.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
why I was
because
saying, that's why I was saying the bayou. Have you
Yeah,
ever been in the bayou?
that would be
before?
like going to Louisiana and talking to some.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking
Hell
about.
yeah, you can't understand a damn word those motherfuckers say.
Yeah, there's definitely not one in this chat.
That's true.
So.
I'll take your word for it.
I said I've never been down there.
Oh, it's terrible. Don't come down here.
Well, I just gotta say Florida in general. I
It's
don't
scary.
know about that.
Florida
shit.
man.
Florida man.
Yep.
Superhero that we all need. But
Yeah,
don't-
I'll be down in Florida next month.
You know it's going to be a good story when the newspaper reads Florida man.
Florida man.
Oh,
Or-
God, it's always good.
Or Florida woman for the spiciness.
That's true. Especially the lady who drove down there to meet her boyfriend and in a diaper or something.
What?
Happened like 4 years ago. Some lady was like driving down to Florida and she was wearing a diaper and
Oh,
Goes
I
to
remember.
weird shit.
I vaguely remember that story.
Do you guys remember the story of the dude eating the other guy's face?
Oh, I remember
Yeah.
that shit.
bath salt shit.
That's Florida. Yep.
Yeah,
you're calling
Boston
your-
is a hell of a
your-
drug.
Ate a dude's face. Jesus, talk about cannibalism.
And not like just ate his face. It was like he was eating his face, got shot 3 times, looked over at them, and then went back to eating his face.
That's some good bath salt, dude.
Wasn't there a student that did that? Like that killed somebody again on bath salts? Like not semi recently.
I think so. I think I read something.
It's
about
semi-recently, but I don't think it was that extreme.
that. Yeah, I don't
Gotta
think
look
it's
that
to
up
the
now.
extremes of
Eating his face
Florida
and
guy,
going back.
but yeah, that was pretty bad too.
Oh, he ate his dick, I think.
What?
Oh,
There's a
What?
it was
a Chinese or a Japanese woman
It
who
was-
cut off her boyfriend's dick.
yeah,
Like,
no,
threw it out the window.
It came out August 16th, 2016. Florida college student charged with murder for allegedly killing couple eating victim's face.
Oh.
Damn. Did you guys ever hear about that story of the Florida guy that was getting chased by the cops, and his only way to get away from them was to grab the knife that he... Oh, by the way, he was naked. And the only thing that he was
Clearly.
able to do was to cut off his dick and throw it at them.
Oh,
What?
I mean, they wouldn't just
I'd do it.
stop.
Like, the dude's running from the cops. He cuts his dick off and throws it at them.
But as a cop, you don't just stop.
At him, like inside.
If it works, though, I mean,
why would you stop? You'd continue chase and be like, you're gonna bleed out so soon.
Hey, sir, you dropped your dick.
I just gotta say
Davis?
I do remember reading that the police did find it. They put it on ice and they were able to reattach it.
That's nice.
There was another story that was a bit more infamous and quite a lot more gruesome, originating again in Florida, wherein a drugged boyfriend raped his girlfriend and reached out from inside her vaginal cavity into her body and pulled out her guts.
What the shit?
But those don't even connect, though. You had to put a knife in.
They reported on one recently where, he severely dismembered the woman.
That's so messed up. I was just thinking that's how useless it is then to have a genitalia that's hanging that could be cut off, and then you tell me this shit. Who needs genitalia anymore? Just abandon it.
What? No. He did not. No.
My fiance would kill me.
You do
literally
not,
kill me.
We'll reproduce through the bees like the flowers do.
What? What? No, I'm not fucking a flower.
Don't worry, the bees will get there for you. Pollination.
Look, you are not running for any office, my friend. This is not happening. Good thing Firebath is not here, or he would be very angry with you.
Yes, Firebath
Oh,
would
yeah,
be
he would.
very upset.
Clearly. I'm just glad that guy's not here. Oh man. How much the username that you use would change about your personality.
Fucking great.
Who's playing the who's the echo?
Elsa.
Seeker?
No, that's ADS.
No, you're right.
Oh, is it?
80s code.
Seeker? Yeah, it's Seeker.
Yeah.
That's a little bit me.
Yeah, be careful. If you don't have headphones, then we could hear the feedback.
Lovely
Alright.
feedback.
So, do we have another topic? Like how tomatoes are
Let me
for-
look at the filledin.com.
How about those pockets?
By the way, we got to make sure. Oh God, no more pockets. It's team good luck.
Stop.
Hashtag team good luck.
What's that about pocket?
Oh, Pocket Nation.
By the way, we got to make sure. We got to make sure this website keeps going because this thing is fucking fantastic.
Right?
Yeah, we'll make sure it does.
Stuff in there.
Can we just appreciate?
I did put a fact check this category in there. So
Yeah, so if you find something interesting, you want us to research more into it, some of the other people can.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Like I'll take the time to. I have nothing better to do with my life.
Can we just appreciate that we made the cap on this room 30 and it never hit the cap yet?
Yeah.
Got close a couple times.
Yeah.
Again,
but,
if Firebath was here, it probably would have. So.
Yeah, clearly he takes up 20 spaces and needs to lose weight.
Is that awesome?
Yeah.
Well, then again, the description of the room does leave quite a lot to imagine.
Yeah, this description doesn't quite describe what we're talking about.
Well, I mean, I prefer this description to an accurate one, if I'm honest.
It's a good point.
Cannibalism and genitalia.
Guys,
Okay,
forgive
you
my
started.
ignorance about the whole thing, but I
No, I
still don't
didn't.
know who Dylan actually is. Sorry.
I am Dylan.
Is there a reason why this room is named after you? or-
What's his face? Scarecrow. You described it. You described it well earlier.
Okay, so the reason why it's named after him is because after we started the whole fuck Dylan thing, apparently Phil he felt bad for Dylan, so he made a room for him.
That's sweet.
Yeah, and now I got my own role as Dylan, the official Dylan.
I got
the original Dylan.
Topic.
This is cool.
What's the topic?
So, what are your guys' thoughts on the whole situation in Venezuela?
What's happening over there?
I am not filled in on that.
Basically, what's happening is
Okay, guys, don't talk at the same time. Let him speak.
Well, it's basically there's a bunch of riots, kind of what were peaceful protests and stuff. Essentially, the government is firing on civilians, running them over, all kinds of stuff with that. They have the whole National Guard there, basically putting it into a militaristic state.
It's a North Korea-like situation in that the civilian population is starving and need a change of leadership.
Yeah, basically they want a new government. The government's saying no, and the government is getting pissed pretty much and is trying to shut down all the protesters.
This has been going on for a long time.
Yeah, but more recently it's
more
flared
recent. It's
up.
gotten a lot more violent. Yeah.
It's horrendously undercovered in the news, though, because we have more important things like tweets to
Yeah,
analyze.
in Venezuela, like one of the big things right now is the healthcare there is beyond expensive. Like people are dying left and right because they can't afford to go to a hospital.
It's also the food is really, really, really expensive, where you can't buy any food and you just starve. So that has people on the streets immediately. I don't know. It's not a good situation.
We have my old
looking more
roommate. My old roommate, his wife actually lived with us for a year. Her father was a doctor in Venezuela and owned a hospital, and she had to actually leave. Her father had to actually leave because she is legal. Well, she's legal now. She married an American, but she got sanctuary or whatever that is here. What's it called? Asylum. Because of the pressure of the government trying to take over the hospital and him not wanting to, and it's gotten insane. And Chavez is basically fucking everybody.
Yeah,
I'm looking more into Venezuelan on some of the more recent articles. It's looking like a lot of people are protesting because what they've essentially created is a dictatorship down there. They've passed a couple laws and stuff that basically give all the power to the one guy. It gives it all to the Socialist Party down there.
I just posted an article about some of the malaria issues down there right now. Oh, God. I have to approve my own shit.
A tank was rolling over protesters.
Prostitutes?
Prostitutes. 36 Venezuelans have died in the protests since the unrest began. They could be prostitutes, you don't know.
Where do you post the article?
Don't assume their roles in life.
That's true.
It's going to be on philden.com.
Oh, I thought that we were just using the chat to voice. Chat.
Well, I'm trying to keep
the website actually out?
too.
What's the website?
Phillden.com.
Check chat to voice.
I'm not sure how many L's that is.
Something else.
There it is. Scarecrow put it in chat to voice.
Put it in news as well.
2 L's.
I'm about to put another article up too. This one will be useful.
What is the site for?
News.
It's a news site.
Basically, the site is there. I originally it was fuckdylan.com, but I kind of started turning it into an actual like news site, I guess.
More reform, I would say.
You're trying to corner the Phillip DeFranco news market already? Tisk tisk.
Well, more of that in Phil's videos. He says that he doesn't have, he doesn't have researchers. He's gonna be looking for researchers as interns here shortly. So I thought, well, since he doesn't have that and he's doing it all himself, why not as his nation
viewer
do it?
Yeah, that's fair. Reddit already does that to an extent, but memes aren't exactly something that the community won't upvote to the top.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I like a place where it's like done by the community. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're an independent researching community for him.
Exactly.
Also, we're cooler than Reddit.
Filled in by Dylan. Nice.
How do I approve this article?
You go into the admin area and go to stories.
Wow, the average Venezuelan living in extreme poverty last year lost nearly 19 pounds due to lack of food and skip meals.
It was initially a dating site.
Yeah, I mean, it has two meanings, right?
You know what? Let's start doing this. Let's go. Let's check Google News.
That's what I've been doing.
And then if I find something interesting and we talk about it, I'll throw it up on the. Oh, you know what? We could find like interesting subjects on Google News or something, or some type of news thing.
We could play a game.
As
Okay,
we're talking
the one
about
I just put up. It's called Venezuelan Protests: What You Need to Know. That has a lot of information on it.
All right, let's look at this.
We could play Mafia. I'm not sure if that's a common thing to do in a Discord voice chat, but it's possible.
Did you say play Mafia or start a Mafia? Because either way, I'm down.
No, I mean play Mafia, the party
How would
game.
you play that in it though?
Oh, one of us would be a moderator that you'd message the night actions to, and you'd just talk.
Oh, okay, so you do direct messaging.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I have a bot built into my YouTube chat if you want to use that. That has some games built into it.
I'm not sure if the people here are willing to like move to different,
I'm just saying.
What's the
You
YouTube?
invited me to a Discord chat yesterday. You can go ahead and send that invite again if you want.
Do what?
Just Dick Games.
Alright, so let's see about this. Why are they protesting? I feel like I should put on some music or something while we all read.
I go on a quick rant while you guys are reading.
Go on.
Oh, okay, so my rant is about this Texas bill could allow Texas adoption agencies to deny adoptions.
Yep.
That is complete bullshit.
Can you say that again? It cut off for me.
Okay,
I'm going to guess
so,
it says Texas is gay couples.
Yeah, so pretty much Texas is saying, hey, if you're not Christian, we can say no to your adoption and it's not discrimination.
I mean, the rules have recently been attempted to be loosened by some executive order, right? In terms of religious freedom or something along those lines.
To let the churches be involved in politics.
Yeah, that was for the churches to be allowed in politics because they usually weren't, which I really don't think they should be.
Well, they were tax exempt. So if you're tax exempt, you can't be politically motivated.
I honestly, I don't see too much problem with necessarily a problem with it because before I think it was more the government was blocking them from doing something. Now it's just saying all it's saying is they can now say, hey, I support this person.
Well, but here's the problem with that, and I get what you're saying, and I kind of agree to a point, but here's the problem with that: they are tax exempt. So because they're tax exempt, which is a privilege given to them by the government, if somebody goes in and says, "Oh, hey, we're going to make churches non-exempt," which nobody has said, which that's a whole nother topic of conversation. But if they say that, oh, hey, I want to make churches non-exempt, they could use religious organizations could use their very massive power. I mean, they have a lot of pull over a lot of people to sway voters from one side to another. That's the problem with allowing religious organizations to be politically active, is because of their unique position as being granted a privilege from the United States government.
Yeah.
The issue also includes the topic about, let's say, florists or cake bakers or any of that don't want to give people based on religion. It also ties into that executive order, which is why I brought it up.
Yeah, and that's a really hard. So just a little bit of like full disclosure on me. I identify as a centrist with slight left leanings on certain topics, mostly as of right now, like the net neutrality topics and like the internet-based topics. So for me personally, I'm like, I feel like if it's a private business, like if they are like a mom and pop shop, they should be allowed to say no to anybody for any reason. Do I think that's necessarily good? No, but at the same time, with it being their business, it should be their choice.
But you open that up to discrimination.
But would you be okay with, let's say, any person that's not in a certain description doesn't get flowers today? Was that something that's
No,
okay?
and that's why it was a very hard topic to cover.
Yeah, I understand, but I mean, in terms of the other point of view, it can't be complete freedom, or else you allow for discrimination, right? And that's
it's a difficult topic altogether.
It's a very difficult topic to
But you know,
talk
if
about.
it's kind of like if a Muslim walks in, you're like, well, you need to get out because we don't need to serve you. Well, you open the door because you say, well, you can say gay people can't do it, but then what does that open up to? Again, this is all the kind of the open door to other things that people will take advantage of. It's kind of like the net neutrality thing going on with, you know, Trump trying to open the door for certain things to then net neutrality. We get fucked because then all of a sudden, okay, now freaking Comcast has all the power. It's like that open door.
Yeah. There's a lot of double-edged swords when it comes to a lot of the political issues in America right now. Because
I'm only seeing one edge on most of them, if I'm honest.
Dildo.
What?
But those are fun.
Yeah. Unless you don't like them.
True.
Then it's not. Some people like swords.
Yeah, right.
Why can't some people not like dildos?
A double-ended dildo.
There you go.
Fun for the whole
Like everybody
family.
equally.
Look where this chat has come.
Okay.
Hey, I do think Dylan is a cool dude. I don't really know what he did.
Fuck Dylan.
He got it on the chat.
Look, it used to be fuck Dylan, then it became no, let's feel bad for Dylan and give him more.
Yeah, now let's be nice to Dylan.
Now it's fuck Dylan again.
I'm gonna stay on the nice Dylan train. I just joined this about an hour ago, and everyone just said fuck Dylan. I'm just gonna stay with it. Dylan's a good guy. Don't know who he is, don't know what he does, but Joe Biden licking ice cream seems to be a good thing.
Fuck Dylan.
There is a gaming chair on Amazon for $400 that is an Austin 316 branded gaming chair.
But does it say
what?
Dylan's cool?
No, it does not.
It says fuck Dylan, I'm in.
Someone
Hashtag not my
create
Dylan.
it.
Dylan, the true thing would be if you bought that chair for me, then you'd be really cool.
I can't even buy that chair for myself.
Not with that attitude. Get yourself on that street corner, yo.
Holy
Hustle them
shit.
bitches.
Alright, so I just got done reading through that Venezuelan thing. So, like,
Okay.
it literally all boils down to the fact that every country around them doesn't give a fuck if they explode or not because they all want cheap oil. That's what it boils down to.
Pretty much.
So basically, this just to summarize it all for everyone who didn't read it or didn't want to read it. The Venezuelans since 2015 have had an issue with the government. Basically, a opposition party got hold of their parliament. Yeah, I think it was their parliament. They got control of the parliament, but the Supreme Court dissolved the parliament, taking all legislative power for themselves. And by doing that, they were basically, in essence, giving all control to Maduro. I think is how his name is.
Yeah, that's his name.
Who's the leader of the United Socialist Party? Basically, an extreme left wing.
They
don't
reversed the
know.
whole thing 3 days later, though.
Yeah, but according to this article, everything had already blown up.
Yeah, exactly. Everything kind of, and it's still going. It's a lot of anti-government stuff right now.
Well, the problem is poverty's gone up, crime's gone up. Like the country literally is wasting away.
Well, that's because at night, basically all their income comes from oil. But over the last 2-3 years, oil prices per barrel worldwide has cut down 60%.
Yeah, because of the whole shale oil.
So they're not making the money they used to is the problem.
Exactly, and they have no other exports to speak of, so they have no money. They have no.
The problem is that you have extremely rich people living next to extremely impoverished people that can't eat. So you'd immediately get conflict.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there is definitely that factor as
But
well.
this has been going on with Chavez too. I mean, it's the same thing. People have, and it's gotten a lot worse. And the article is insane in the last couple of years. How bad it's actually gotten there is absolutely insane. But you're right. You have the top people who are living great life, and then you have the bottom half in severe poverty.
That's something very common in South America. It's just the fact that you've reached a tipping point, and now it's just violence, and that's scary.
I mean, any country. I mean, if you look at any country where you've got kids born into, like if you look at Syria or Iran, Afghanistan, Iraq, it's like you think about how your mentality growing up when you're in these situations where, especially if like Iraq, where your country has flipped upside down and well over in the last 10 years. Well, actually more now. Shit.
Yeah, it's closer to 15 now. Like,
Jesus, I just thought about that and that made me choke up a little bit.
We're all old.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't realize this. So, okay, backing up a lot. In the DeFranco video today, there was that little clip about the Russian guy getting asked about Kami, or Kami, or whatever the hell.
Kami.
Did any of you realize that that entire image was right after he spoke with Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Phillip mentioned that.
I didn't hear that part. I was listening to the whole thing at work, so I may have missed that, but I didn't realize that.
Yeah. And also, wasn't no U.S. press allowed in, only Russian press?
Yeah, but that's not rare for that to happen, especially between you and foreign leaders.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I mean, there's stuff you don't want everyone to know.
Yeah, I understand. It's just the first time that I've looked into a visit. Because these things are very much so firsts in terms of public eye. So I'm not sure what's normal.
No kidding. Nobody knows what's normal anymore, man. I'm telling you, it's
nothing.
Well,
Nothing's normal.
The fact that we have a Oompa Loompa as president, that's just says enough.
Well, I mean, he's not short. Let's give him that.
I mean, yeah.
How tall is he?
I'm not as tall as an Oompa Loompa.
I want to say he's actually like 6'1".
Is he really?
Yeah, I believe so.
God damn, he's a tall motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, at least give him that, right?
He still
you
has
could say
tiny
that
hands.
you could say that he's a bit heavier than he should be, but height.
Well, that's a lot of. He's 6'2", and it's funny because a lot of old white people end up getting heavier.
I'm not sure if he's still 6'2". You think that if he's just sort of exaggerating?
That's according to Google. But also according to Google, James Comey is 6'8".
Google says this is correct.
But like, how recently did these statistics were updated?
That's not given in this quick bit. Yeah, it's pulled off the Wikipedia.
Yeah, I know. I just mean that as you grow older, your spine hunches over.
You get a little bit.
I mean, I feel like that's probably the more accurate one, because he released a before he became president, he released a thing for his health.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
so that would have the most accurate thing on it.
I mean, it's not important, right?
Well, to him, everything's important.
I mean, it proves whether or not he's an Oompa Loompa.
But what about his hand size?
I mean, he's really tall and he has really small hands, guys, right? That's a problem.
Gotta know how big his hands are.
Glove size 0.5.
Might as well try to figure out how big his dick is, too.
Well, I mean, you give me his shoe size and his hand size, I can probably figure that out.
What
He's
did I
already
come into?
You came into it's hard to explain where this discussion goes, but it changes every few minutes, so please don't judge us.
Yeah.
Boy.
We're trying to keep it on mostly news related subjects, but it kind of gets off key sometimes.
Yeah.
We're talking about penises, like what?
Sometimes.
We're talking about Donald Trump's penis, to be more specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to say,
the whole Twitch stream
Phillip
last night.
DeFranco has hit exactly 15,000 patrons.
Hell
yeah.
Yeah, like
I
I'm
don't
looking at it
know.
right now. He's at exactly 15,000.
That's awesome.
Dude, imagine how many of those people have dicks.
Imagine what?
That's like 15.
Sorry, your mic is really low. I'm not sure. You should. There's something wrong with it, or
Imagine how many people have dicks.
Aw, dang it! Char already made a post about it. Damn it.
Did somebody read in Gen 1 what Phil is my poppy said?
No.
Anybody read that?
No.
No, I don't.
I don't understand what it is.
Yeah, I'm in Overwatch, so I can't really tab out right now.
What the hell? It sounds like it's... Oh, it's fucking something spoken
Jar
like
Jar
Java,
shit.
yeah, Jar Jar.
It's not Java, you fucking casual.
I corrected myself mid-sentence.
Yeah, no, I said it before you did.
Shut the hell up. I just want to point out for those who did not hear me yesterday when I said this, if you use Uber Eats and or Postmates, fuck Postmates, because Uber Eats is less expensive.
Do y'all have a waiter where you are?
Don't know.
Because that's the South's equivalent to Uber Eats.
Gotcha.
What's Uber Eats? Do they keep the food in the car and then they bring it over when you need
Yeah.
it?
Well, yeah. Basically, Uber Eats it's Uber's version
Delivery.
of food delivery, but they'll like go to different restaurants or they'll go to different fast food places, all that kind of stuff, and they'll go pick out whatever you want and they'll deliver it to you.
They'll bill you for the meal,
I've
then
never
bill you for
heard that.
transportation.
Dude,
That's weird.
Have you guys ever heard of GoPuff?
No.
So okay,
No.
Powerpuff Girls Go.
GoPuff is like the coolest thing ever. It's perfect for stoners because they have an entire section for stoners. It's perfect for vapors because they have an entire section for vapors. But like they will deliver anything.
Shit.
I had ordered a lighter because I didn't have one, and they brought me a lighter.
Isn't that what Amazon does?
I think Amazon has something similar. Now I know they were testing something like that in Arizona.
QuickUp is also good. I'm not sure how available it is.
Oh, dude, Waymo finally announced their beta of their self-driving cars. You know, Google's self-driving car company. Waymo.
Yeah.
They announced their beta for testing groups here in Arizona.
Oh, sweet.
And I signed up. I haven't heard anything yet because they just announced it last week, so I still have to wait for my for a response if yes or no. But yeah, I saw a few of them driving around about 2 weeks ago, and then they announced it. So that's really
awesome.
pretty cool because I'm totally for self-driving cars because people in Arizona drive like dicks.
Louisiana also. It must be something we have in common.
Yeah, I hate
So
driving.
people think people in the U.S. drive bad. Never go to Japan and drive there.
Well, they
The
drive
drivers
the
are
wrong way.
crazy.
They drive the wrong way.
No,
Well,
man.
no, not just they drive their own way. They speed up their cars until the last second before they need to stop. I mean, like, they'll be 100 feet from a car and they'll be going 50 miles an hour, and then 10 feet before they slam on the brakes.
Well,
And
you
it's all of
know,
them that do it.
stereotypes are there for a reason.
Try driving in India. I drove in Bombay quite a bit. It's
You'll crash into a cow.
I've seen some videos.
Dude,
like no joke, there are cows.
Have you
looks
seen?
chaotic.
Yeah,
I
those
can
videos.
confirm that there are cows in the road.
Yes,
Those
there are
videos-
cows.
Those videos of people in India driving are the craziest fucking things I've ever seen because it looks like at any second they're gonna get into the biggest crash ever, but they never.
Was that the one like where they're all like going through each other?
You think that they never do, but you'd be surprised that the mortality rate for commuting and like generally driving and traveling around is extremely high.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm betting it is. I'm just saying from what I've seen so far, there's some crazy shit that happens there. Not a lot of bad, again from what I've seen.
You'd be hard pressed to find any vehicle which doesn't have a crack or crack, scratch, or a dent on it.
I heard it's like that in Italy as well, because it's
So
tight
narrow.
for parking.
Yeah, but Italy doesn't have cows. See, there's a difference.
You're really
I'm
wrong
pretty
about
sure they
this cow thing.
have at least one cow.
No, I mean in the roads.
In the
like,
road, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cows, monkeys, dogs, cats.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
you
just
just
got
get sheep.
deer. Deer are the worst things.
Yeah, deers
sheep
and mooses.
here
Moose-
the
Those
sheep have
motherfuckers
big
run
rights to
straight in the
move
middle of
in
the road.
Is there a penalty for killing a cow with your car, by the way? It sounds like it should have some sort of legal
It'll fuck up your car, that's for sure.
I think there is, but the thing is, like, when it comes to places like India, the law and order doesn't really exist, nor does it actually matter. What matters most is the sentiments of the people, and there's a lot of mob mentality. So it doesn't matter whether it was legal or illegal. Just because it offends a certain group of people, they will deliver quote unquote justice right there and then by destroying your property and harming the person.
So to get this straight, if you crash into a car, you will be gangbanged right then and there.
Pretty much, yes. And if you're like, and if you're a woman, you would definitely be gang raped. Well, that doesn't really, that's not really contingent upon you doing or not doing anything. You would have, you would be subject to that anyway. But
Yeah, this is just an excuse, if you will.
yes.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
man.
Dude, India's scary.
Yeah, I ain't never going there.
Dude, we're being, exaggerating it a bit.
Oh, trust me, as someone who still owns one of the passports as an Indian passport, I can assure you none of this is exaggerated.
I'll take your word for it. Then.
Remind me never to go there. Fuck.
I just mean that my school had school trips to India, and they returned gang raped. But I mean, they had a, group with them, so maybe it's safer.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess.
Not too big cities, I mean.
Isn't India still, like, basically under a caste system?
Yes, I can confirm that it is.
Under what?
Still,
Wow.
It's
Yeah,
still
isn't there
there,
like
but officially it's not there.
Yeah,
legally.
The caste system.
Legally, it is still there. As a matter of
Oh,
fact,
really?
it is now inversed in a sense that basically here's the problem with it. Bear with me. This is going to be a bit of a explanation.
Go for it.
Yeah, go.
Concise. So what happened was, according to the general masses, certain castes were oppressed for centuries. Those being, say, lower castes. And the response of the government in order to curb that, so that, what's the word I'm looking for, so that discrimination does not occur, what they did was, instead of having a merit-based system, they implemented crutches for those, because it was honestly believed that they are inferior. So what they did was, basically, if you were born in a lower caste today, you would have a free ride through school, college, and you would be given a government job, not because you deserve one, but simply because, like, the family in which you were born. Doesn't matter if you were rich or poor, just because you were born there, you would have the opportunity to get a job assigned to you. The flip side of that is that, like, the government actually wanted to discontinue that in like 10 to 20 years, being like 1 or 2 generation of the backward castes would actually go through this process and would kickstart their section of the society. But nobody discontinued it. As a matter of fact, they kept on increasing the benefits and privileges that were awarded to lower caste members. And the effect of that is basically that you have a lot of people who didn't have to work at all to get where they are right now. Therefore, they do not have any value or understanding of their responsibilities for their position and their post. So that kind of turns it around to, like, I'm going to try to wrap it up, but it's basically like, if you go to a hospital, a government hospital in India, then the chances are that you might be treated by a doctor who is not really good at being a doctor, but was awarded the education and the degree and the job simply because his or her last name. And the flip side of that is that these people, like, it comes back to a circle wherein just because that person was born and brought up in a lower caste, you would look at them in an inferior sense because you don't want somebody performing a surgery on you who isn't competent to do so. So the general image of the lower caste people is exactly the same, and they basically have managed to fuck up the entire country.
Right. So what I'm getting from this is that the caste system still exists in a sense where they know where you stand, but to prevent that, they more or less issue quotas. That way, they can say there's equal opportunity throughout the entire world. Yet, the people of these lower castes are still treated even less. If I'm getting this right.
Yes, that is exactly right.
So more or less, it's kind of like a combination of segregation back with African Americans and how it is now with women and equal pay and everything. It's kind of a
I'm not
combination
sure
of
I
both
follow.
those.
I'm not sure. I mean, you're assigning them jobs, but how good are the jobs? I've heard stuff about like sewage cleaning and things like that. I'm not sure if that falls under what you were talking about.
Those jobs, while they exist, and there are certain individuals who are truly misfortunate, it is true that there are misfortunate people who just can't get a break. However, the majority of the population, especially those who qualify as minorities, which are now the majorities by a significant margin, are awarded benefits because of how they were born. That's pretty much there is to it, and they get really good paying government jobs in positions that can actually affect a lot of things, and they use that opportunity to affect things negatively, which gave rise to a lot of corruption. Basically, when you have a job that you didn't earn and didn't deserve, you don't feel like doing that job. So if let's say you were a construction company and you wanted to get certain permits, so you would go into a government office to get those permits. But the asshole sitting there doesn't really want to do that because he thinks he deserves much better since he has gotten everything for free anyway. So he thinks he deserves much better. So he will ask you for a significant amount of bribe so that he will do his job because it benefits you in the end.
That I have heard is there is a big issue with bribery there.
Yeah, that kind of all the major issues in India kind of tie into this huge caste-related problem.
I feel like any third world country will have issues with bribery.
Well, didn't that go with the Olympics where the stadium wasn't ready and then they just ended up hiring like low contractors because they were lowest bid, but ended up giving more money to officials? And what was that? Was it? Yeah,
That was pretty much it. Like in the essence of it, yeah, that was right.
This sucks.
It does. That's why people generally refer to it as a shithole.
But also, I know that back.
Oh,
I mean, still now, probably the sexual assaults and all that were a big issue, and probably still is.
Well, she did talk about it.
Did she? Sorry, I was reading something when it happened.
Yeah. No joke. I have gone through those things as a child, and a lot of people that I have spoken to share similar experiences. And there is a huge culture of victim blaming, and the belief that if this were to happen to someone, their value as a person, as an individual, as a female, is significantly reduced. So a lot of the matters don't actually get reported. The thing with statistics about rapes and things coming out of India is subject to a lot of scrutiny because a lot of those numbers are extremely undervalued. Like most of the cases won't get reported for a variety of very valid, although irrational reasons.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's a sad story. I mean, hopefully, as society progresses, it will get better.
Yeah, but how much further do you need to progress right now? I mean, I feel like right now we're getting to a point where most normal thinking people would think this is just absurd, and why is this even still happening in 2017?
Hey guys, I don't mean to interrupt, but could you check that link? This wrong link. Check news. So half an hour ago, Mitch McConnell gave a speech, and he is calling for the rest of the GOP to not join the Democrats in looking for a special prosecutor to replace Comey.
God damn it. It's like whenever this turtle opens his mouth, shit spews out.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
McConnell's an idiot, though, too, so...
It's true, but he is basically the leader of the GOP.
Yeah, but I mean, hopefully it works out for the better. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I'd hope so, but like, if they're not looking for a special prosecutor, what are they gonna do? Place someone in there that's basically...
No, they'd appoint a new head for the FBI that the president is cool with, and then they would move from there, and then he would be cleared from the investigation, and then nothing happens. That's exactly the plan.
The point.
But I'm more curious about the reaction of the the rest of the GOP? Because so far the reaction would be, "Yep, we'll just do that then."
I'll tell you right now, Louisiana has a lot of more or less puppet senators and congressmen who just go along with the GOP. So if McConnell is calling for this, it's very likely he'll just go along with it.
Well, yeah, a majority of the Republican-ran states that have people in Congress or Senate, or, that are part of the GOP, most of them are just, oh yeah, I'll do what you want, because most of them were put into those positions by someone higher up.
Yes. With the issue being, if you don't go along with it, they'll actually fund your opponent when you go up for re-election.
Yeah, they definitely, there is definitely a lot of cases of that.
Yeah.
And I just have to say,
it's a sad story.
I just have to say that House of Cards, I don't know if any of you have seen it, they do a great job of portraying this kind of stuff.
Oh,
Also-
definitely. Yeah.
Also, I'm not sure if I stepped on anyone's toes by criticizing McConnell, but I'm sorry if I did. But I just felt like he was a bit universally ridiculous as well.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing is ridiculous right now. Everybody's idiots.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, American politics has taken a serious turn for ridiculousness, and
It's a circus.
What we should really be doing is we should be going back to how it was initially meant to be done. Like you have the Senate, and then you have the House. The Senate was supposed to be in place and is supposed to be there for the professional governors, the professional lawmakers, the professional politicians.
Yeah.
Whereas the House of Representatives, that was supposed to be the common man that were there for 2 to 4 years and then went back to their farm to do what they need to do on their land. What it's turned into is people that are there for years and years and years and still stay around in the form of being some type of, what's it called? Where they work for the people and they tell them to do things. What's it called? Lobbyist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they all
If you want
become
real
lobbyists.
progress, then you have to stop treating corporations as people, and you can't allow them to donate to politicians.
Exactly.
That's literally legalized bribery.
Very, very
and
true.
That's insane.
It's legalized
actually
prostitution.
Insane. No,
I feel like
bribery.
the House and Senate would get a lot more done if term limits were put into effect for both branches.
Oh,
But again, the problem is too, and there is something decent that Trump did was where politicians can't lobby out for 5 years after they're done, blah blah. But the whole issue is they need to be completely gone. All lobbies, because the problem is you've got professional congressmen and all that, because they're making tons of money. Look at what was the last thing they just voted on with the FCC?
The
Title II?
Yes.
The net neutrality.
Where you saw Comcast had put in so much money
The net
into
neutrality.
Oh, that was
Yes.
SJ 3. Fuck, I know what you're talking about.
It was net neutrality.
Yeah,
internet-
browsing history.
internet
Yes.
freedom.
Yeah. They can basically sell your shit now, and that's kind of opening the door for net neutrality to go fuck all. And
Well, yeah, you're right.
I'm assuming you've all seen the John Oliver video, right?
yeah,
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he basically laid out exactly what they're wanting to do right there. With the
Yeah,
whole,
I mean,
with the whole, I don't understand. Does anyone else have a problem with the FCC head's face?
face.
Like,
Yeah, like he
have
has a hittable face.
Like, have you
Like-
watched
Yeah.
a video of him just talk? Like, I watched that video. I watched a video of him talking. I don't know what it is. I think it's how he has his mouth open with his teeth, and he kind of has that, like, presumptuous "I'm better than you" kind of, like, nod when people are talking. I just want to, I want to drag his head into my knee.
To be honest, if he didn't say a word, and then I was just told that he was this great guy that's done so much for the community, I wouldn't really have this sort of reaction when I see him. I feel a lot of it is tied to context, but I'm not sure how it is for you.
For me, he just,
there's a word for that feeling that you're having about his face.
Animosity.
It's a German word. It's Backpfeifengeist, which literally means a face in need of a fist. You're welcome.
That is awesome.
All right.
How poetic.
Good to know.
And that's why people think German is an angry language.
Well, not
Yeah.
really. It's just because the words get so aggressively wrong.
Yeah, like
Right.
their word for ambulance. Krankenwagen.
What about butterfly?
Krankenwagen.
Yep.
Jesus.
Is it butterfly like Fritterling?
Yeah, something like. There was a YouTube video, right, with the whole different languages thing, with the
Yeah.
German guy at the end. Yeah.
Schmetterling is butterfly.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, so I'm about to get myself some food. What do you guys suggest?
What's available?
Anything within my area.
Yeah, good. You want to share that?
What area is that?
I found the
Exact address.
German video. I'm putting it in chat to voice.
Social security number, please.
For reference.
Ah, there it is. Sweet.
For location purposes.
How German sounds compared to other languages. Okay,
Dude,
how
get
about
some
this?
chicken.
Let's go with American food, barbecue, or I guess American is barbecue. American, Asian, Mexican, Italian.
I mean, what do you feel like? It just.
No.
Okay, here's the question. Where do you live?
Arizona.
Arizona. Okay. So you guys got Jack in the Box out there, right?
Oh, dude, that sounds great.
Jack in
Jack in the
the
Box
Box
sucks. Do you guys have Whataburger out there?
Yes, we have Whataburger.
Whataburger.
Okay, then have
Whataburger.
that. So good. That's the best stuff.
I always
Their
find it
breakfast
funny.
kills it.
Do you
Honest-
have Raising Cane's?
Yeah,
Yes, we
Louisiana
do.
represent.
Dude, Raising Cane's is badass.
It
We
is.
just
That
got
is
that
pretty
here in
good.
Minnesota.
Yes. Oh
and,
yeah, I just got it.
It is way too close to my house. Like I'm being
So is mine.
fucking
Went
place.
like twice this week.
I think I have one that's like a mile down from my house or something like that.
Yeah, that's dangerous. Stay away from
I'm
that.
curious. Are you anywhere near Surprise or Wickenburg, Arizona?
No, they're on the other side of the valley from me.
Okay.
I'm
My
over in
aunt just
Mesa.
moved out there.
Someone just messaged me? What the hell was that noise?
You know what's good is I just see John McCain, back to the Russian thing, did put on Twitter that he has long call for a special congressional committee to investigate the Russians' interference in the election.
Wait, McCain?
Yeah, he said the presidency's decision to remove the FBI director only confirms the need and urgency of such a committee.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go, cool.
Hopefully he'll actually vote that way for once.
Yep. I agree.
I hope.
Usually when it comes to McCain, though, he's pretty good on keeping to what he says.
No!
Yeah.
He every time so far he said something and then voted the other way. I swear to God. Have you not noticed this?
When?
Like every time.
I know. Give me an example.
I mean, look, I'm not that invested with American politics, but let's just go to his recent votes and tell me at what point has he voted against the GOP, and then we could talk.
Let's find out.
Yeah, I'm looking at John McCain votes. John McCain, there, his voting record. Vote smart.
Well, just recently, today actually, as of this morning, John McCain killed an anti-environmental bill.
Yeah, that sounds Republican.
No.
Oh, anti-environmental.
Environment.
Okay. Before today, give me a break.
You asked me to go look at his recent history, man.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah.
Well, let's see here. I don't even know where I can, like, is there even a website where you can just, like, find this information easily?
I'm not sure if the
VoteSmart.org.
Yeah, vote smart's what I'm looking at.
Yep. Out of curiosity,
He votes
those
yeah a
people
lot.
in this that
Yeah.
are American. Do you guys have a specific party affiliation, or are you more case by case when you?
I'm
vote?
registered Republican, but I'll lean more towards centrist liberal on most issues.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
definitely central.
I'm burning it all down.
Although I'm registered Republican.
I'm apparently what's considered a libertarian.
Yeah, that sounds a lot like what most of us are like.
I'm a
Yeah,
fiscal
that's-
conservative. I would vote anything relating to money and stuff like that on Republican, and for human rights and stuff, I would vote.
That's all. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, that's about the same for me too.
Yep. Every time I take any type of political test where it like puts you in one of those quadrant type graphs.
Oh, let's find one.
I'm always like right on the center mark.
Here's a question. What do you guys think about Bernie Sanders?
Oh,
I love him.
No.
I want to kiss his face.
No.
I don't agree with him, but I would have voted for him over Donald Trump.
I
don't
love him,
that I'd agree with.
but I don't.
I did vote for him.
See,
I
okay,
thought you
tell
said
you
Bernie Sanders.
my problem.
I'm one of those
with-
dicks.
The biggest problem with Bernie
Much
Sanders.
as my brother, who's sitting right next to me.
The biggest problem with Bernie Sanders was his, and not just Bernie Sanders. The biggest the biggest problem with most I'm gonna say it, millennials is the fucking minimum wage bullshit. Like that is my biggest issue with millennials and with Bernie Sanders. Is
As
the
a
minimum
millennial,
wage.
I completely agree with you. Bernie Sanders seems like a really nice guy, but I read through. I had to read through for something like basically analyze what impact the economy would have if his propositions with regards to all the improvements went through. The problem was like how he was trying to fund everything would have completely destroyed the economy.
Yeah.
It would have raised taxes to, from what I read, if I remember correctly, we would have had to raise taxes nearly 20 to 30% across the board.
Well, there's the question of being, would you mind paying more for taxes if you don't have to pay for other bills?
Well,
I
that's the
mean,
thing,
I
know
just
a
want
lot
to
of
point
people
out
who
that
would pay a
Go
slightly
on.
higher tax to not have to pay their student loans back.
Yeah,
That'd be
the thing
great.
is-
Trust me, I'd be in a great position right now if that was true.
I feel like there are a lot of countries that already have what was proposed, maybe to a lesser extent, that don't have the problems. Maybe out of the three candidates, in my opinion, he was the best. But then again, that's me basing it on personality rather than policy.
Well,
But I mean, even with policy, here's the thing though. At the end of the day, I don't agree with all of his policies. I don't mind seeing minimum wage go up, maybe not to 15. But even at 15, some employees can. But at the end of the day, it's all about humans.
Well, here-
You know what I mean? Like, and I know that most of his plan would kill us. But the fact that he was really focused on the human being and not just his party, because he's the outsider.
Yeah.
He's the Donald Trump, but with a heart. Like,
And a brain.
And a brain. And it might not have worked on a lot of stuff, but I do like the fact where he's trying to up the corporation taxes, where they get out of these loopholes, where they end up not having to pay, a certain amount and try to get that. And also healthcare. Shit, I mean, even stupid Donald Trump said, how great Australians' healthcare was. They have universal healthcare, you dick.
He didn't know. That's the thing. He didn't know. Trust me, if he knew, he wouldn't say it.
Well,
I
see,
just-
that's one of my biggest fears.
I just
is
want
that
to point out something.
we put a guy who will put his foot directly in his mouth in the highest position of power in our country.
And then yell fake news when people call him out on it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, see, okay.
The failing Wall Street Journal.
I used to work for Australian. I used to work for a data center they had, but I obviously worked from home and the data center they had there. But I talked to Australians all the time, and I've asked them about what it's like over there because they have a minimum wage of $15 an hour. They passed that back in 2000. I want to say 8 or 9 or something like that. But from what I've been told, and again, it's everything raised. Just the moment they raised the minimum wage, everything else raised. Your price of milk, your price of eggs, your price of gas, your price of everything raised.
Yeah, that's natural.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna
happen because it's like a cyclical change wherein like if like minimum wage workers are a part of the production, like the whole economic process. If you increase minimum wage, then that's going to effectively add to cost of production or cost of sale of everything that you do. Like it's just going to circle back, and the overall value of the currency is going to be a lot lesser than what it was before. In effect, what you're doing is like you're
Yo,
getting a higher
guys,
amount.
someone called for an Aussie?
Yes. Okay. So.
Hi.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes, resident Aussie.
we're actually having we're on a live stream right now, discussing
Oh.
politics and world stuff, and
and penises.
that too.
Oh yes.
Donald Trump's penis.
So
That's the most important topic.
in Australia, the minimum wage is $15 an hour, correct?
Yeah, around about $15 now.
When that happened, what happened?
I've got no idea. For me, it's just always been minimum wage. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Do you
Like
feel like
I'm 25 years old and I don't actually remember when it came into place. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay.
So,
do you feel like it did
plus,
anything?
plus, even when it would have come into play, like if I look at it in the history and like there's no major public backlash or minimum wage, company's gonna go broke. None of that bullshit. You know what I mean? It's
So it didn't have the kind of like
it just
issues, I
seemed
guess, America
logical.
does?
I don't know. It's we didn't have the knee-jerk reaction that America seems to be having around minimum wage. If you know what I mean, like it's just the minimum amount of money that someone should get when they work. It's just a logical thing. You know what I mean? Like no one really had a major issue with it, and still today we don't.
Well, the thing is, like, the corporations wouldn't be affected by that at all. Like, let me use California as an example. California wage recently, I believe in 2016, to $10, and the cost of the cost of everything increased in greater than proportionate amounts. Anyone who actually like lobbies for increase in minimum wage is acting against their own self-interest because they're decreasing the value of the currency overall.
That's not always true. The thing is that you could then make policies to counter that in terms of money supply and all of that, and interest rates and other controls that you could place on the economy. It's not that simple.
Well, it's a cause and effect thing. You can't really counter a cyclical change like that in the short run with government policy changes on the monetary policy and like the rate of retention for banks and stuff like that. It doesn't. You can't have a direct impact on that.
I don't know, man. I just mean that there are ways to do it, right? It's not just we can't do it because our currency will devalue.
I mean, we're already having pretty strong issues with the value of our currency as is.
What's wrong with it?
It continues to slide.
Yeah.
I mean,
Quite simply, we're printing too much money.
There are many people, analysts, some politicians even, that think that our national bank will fail in the next 20 years.
Well, here, let's put this out there. When was the last time we actually had a good count of the Federal Reserve?
A long time ago.
The last time that we had an actual look into the Federal Reserve was in the 1970s. They brought a group of cameramen into there because I believe it was Nixon at the time. He was being pressured by the public because at the time we were like, well, we don't think our dollar has any value. We don't think it has any backing. So they said, you know what? Here, I'll bring in the news. And they brought in the news. Now, when they brought in the news, they brought them into a tiny little closet that, yes, wall to wall was filled with gold, but the space in between the gold itself is about 2 foot by 2 foot. And that was all that was seen, and that was the last time we saw.
Our dollar now isn't backed by anything, actually. They removed that completely. That is no longer a policy.
And now there's like I want to say a corporation, but there's like a committee that establishes the value of the dollar.
Yeah.
But see, okay, hold on. Because it doesn't matter what our people say about what the dollar is valued at. It matters about what the world believes our dollar is valued at. So unless the world understands that we actually have some physical hard currency to back our paper, we're not worth anything.
Well, and the problem is we don't have that physical hard worth to back a lot of our paper.
And that's the problem. We say we do, and that's why we have so much debt.
Well, and the other thing is, how are they going to trust the value of our currency when we continue to just keep being like, yeah, we'll pay you back sometime?
Well, to be fair,
but
too,
everyone does that.
I think the president can actually mint a coin that would actually erase like the debt when anything just goes insane. I'll have to find the article on that because it's been a while since I read it.
What do you mean a coin?
It's not backed by Dick because we don't have anything.
See, that's the thing. Like, our currency in the world market is worth whatever hard value that we have, which per the world is gold. Unless we have gold in our Federal Reserve, our dollar is worth nothing.
As of today, in the international foreign exchange, the values of the currencies are strictly decided by the demand and supply forces, which are in turn like it's a whole giant thing wherein you have balance of payments positions and debts and like all of those things. But in essence, it is demand and supply.
Yeah. I don't know if the gold thing still applies these days.
It doesn't.
So okay, so how do you value currency then?
It's just based on demand. Yes, yes.
Just like the prices of stocks, you do have an intrinsic value to a particular share for a company. However, the value of that share, the market value of that share is strictly determined by what it is trading at currently, is determined by the value of demand and supply.
But where do you get the supply from is what I'm confused about.
The people wanting to buy and sell.
All right, here we go. It's on Business Insider. Going back to this, it said and Obama was talking about this. He said there was a theory that I had the authority to issue through the mint this massive $1 trillion coin, and on the basis we could try to pay off the U.S. Treasury. It was a very realistic possibility that we couldn't get the votes for that, and we couldn't get those debts rolled over, and we wouldn't be in a situation where we were. And that's on one of the shutdowns before when they were talking about the debt ceiling.
You just devalue your currency through the roof if you try to print that much money.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
no one will want to buy your. Literally, no one will trade with you anymore. The entire
that's where we
economy
were.
will crash. No. I just mean that if you're already crashing, then sure, it could be a proposition because.
But that
we're
rolls
already
your debts.
crashing.
That rolls your debts out further. Which again, we almost defaulted on that shit anyway.
I mean, the other countries aren't there to be made fools of. You won't get through it that simply. But yeah, that is a problem. Not sure when it's gonna boil over. Hopefully
it's going
never.
to again. It's going to.
Oh, eventually.
Because I mean, you've got to understand, the Democrats again saved us from going to another shutdown recently, which again they're just delaying it probably towards September, where the government will probably shut down again.
I thought it wasn't the Democrats did it. I thought Trump finally compromised on something.
Yeah, he did because the Democrats really wanted to fail that, but he took out a couple things from it.
Yeah, but it's still
mainly the
horseshit,
wall
though.
and stuff, but that's why they ended up voting for it.
But I mean, they're willing to not have the. I mean, because they could have said no and did exactly like the Republicans did to Obama and shut down. But I think they're trying to wait. I kind of agree, but I also think that right now is not really the time for that. So I think they had to pick their battle, and this wasn't one that they were willing to fight right now, just because of. I mean, the healthcare bill is insane, and it's like if you're gonna think that your insurance is gonna go down with this, good fucking luck. Thank God,
I mean, no one dies because they don't have access to healthcare, dude.
I remember that.
Jesus.
Saw that.
But you know what? If you need healthcare, just don't buy that fancy iPhone you've been eyeing.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Just put up his wages on screen, how much he makes every month, and then let him say that.
Guys that say that just don't live in the world.
Hold on. Here's my one thing.
Capitalist, but even I thought it was a.
Here's my one thing with healthcare. In the U.S., we don't necessarily have a healthcare problem. We have a almost a health problem. The problem is you look at these companies that are making money off these products, these pills, medicine, everything, and they're making way more money than what it actually costs to make this pill.
Go look
So
at that one
what
that
we
that
need
one
to do
dude
is
bought.
somehow, I mean, like look at like the insulin,
You're thinking of
the shots,
EpiPen.
the EpiPens. EpiPens. Those things cost about $2 to make. They were trying to charge $600 for them.
Yeah.
Like you don't need.
The way you
in no
influence
case do you
that
need
price.
health insurance if we make it to where the actual health products are affordable, where
Look
they
at fucking
could
Scully.
be. Because they are affordable. They should be affordable.
Look at what fucking Scully did. Where he bought that fucking, where he bought that one drug for whatever it was, for like, it was like $13.50, and he raised the price to $750 a pill overnight.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's because we're allowing companies, we're allowing the pharmaceutical companies to go in and buy the patents on life-saving drugs, when really what these life-saving drug patents should be is publicly available to anyone who needs them.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So that's why I think why are we so worried about the health care? Because this is how I put it. It's like, say you got shot in the arm. It's like tying the top of your arm off. Yes, it stops the bleeding, but it's not fixing the bullet hole in your arm. The bullet hole is still there.
Chunk of lead still sitting there.
But it's just like the jail system too. I mean, the jail systems are private firms. They don't want
that
again like marijuana to become legal, because you've got tons and tons of people in jail for stupid shit like that. And it's like, it's the privatization that's basically running up the price, and
that's the
who
thing where
gets
you
fucked.
create the kind of self-interest of, we don't really need to give a shit about rehabilitating people because we make money off them coming back.
Yeah.
There's no reason for the system to actually serve the purpose it's supposed to serve. It's now just serving profits. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like it's like incentivizing shit behavior. Like if you're working at a place and your boss says, if you punch that guy in the face, I'll give you more money. What are you gonna do? You're incentivizing bad behavior, so they're gonna pursue the bad behavior every time. It's like, if you incentivize profits over kind of fucking people over, you're gonna fucking people over. It's just the way the system's designed.
Can I just say
Even with things like healthcare.
My boss told me to punch one of my coworkers.
Oh shit, what am I doing?
That's the thing. It's like with the inelasticity of the medicine, people are gonna buy medicine, or if they're gonna do it, and if you keep raising the prices, then you're bankrupt.
But that's the thing about healthcare, is the whole purpose of having a healthcare system is to allow people not to bankrupt themselves when they have an issue that needs solving. You know what I mean? Like if you need surgery or something like that, it's. It just, for me, like I don't see the logic behind why you wouldn't want healthcare.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Because I'm from Australia. Like, we've got it here in Australia. It's like, it's not like I'm going to fucking doctors every 3 fucking days. But when I do, I don't want to be paying an arm and a leg. I don't want to be taking out a second fucking mortgage just to go to the doctors, or if I need surgery, or if I break an arm or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, for me, it just doesn't make any sense.
But who do those affect? That's the thing. It's always the lower side and the middle class down, where that's who is affecting. So the people who are loaded, who's making these,
not necessarily. I know a lot of people who earn a decent wage who aren't fucking, piss poor, that use healthcare and still use the public healthcare system and all that sort of stuff, and it's not an issue. You know what I mean? It's
is anyone opposed to healthcare in this voice chat, by the way, in terms of government and provision?
I don't believe that.
I am opposed to government provision.
Yeah, I'm not against it. I'm against to the level on which they're trying to make it. Because, like I said, there's room to make medicines and all that cheaper. So I don't think we need to be putting in a full 100% healthcare system that's covering every single little thing.
I agree with that.
I see that as a waste of money. That's more money the government can be using on other things, such as funding research to make newer medicines.
I agree.
Better medicines.
The thing is, you've got to look at kind of population size for America as well, and that's inherently what makes it more expensive to implement. You know what I mean? Like if you look at the population between, say, like Australia and America, like we've got healthcare here for everyone, but if we were to try to apply that to an American type population, it'd be fucking ridiculous. Then there'd be the question of whether you can afford it, whether you can actually pull it off, whether it burdens the taxpayer and all that sort of shit. But I don't know, man.
My question
Also, it's
is
about incentivizing the research. Who's going to pay for all the research that's going on in advancements of medicine? Like, if there is private interest behind finding certain treatments, it's going to happen. Also, another thing is that when it comes to universal healthcare in which countries that do have it, certain countries have ridiculously long wait times. You end up getting what you pay for. The hospital treatment that you receive.
Exactly.
In general,
Like
in the United
if I'm on public healthcare here, like the wait times for everything, like if I need a surgery or anything like that major, I don't choose where I get to go. I have to go on the public list, and they put me in the public system, and you're at the mercy of where you end up on the waiting list.
Yeah, well,
and if you don't want to do that, then you have to go private. But at the end of the day, it's kind of your choice.
Yeah,
like it's not like private healthcare is like an arm and a leg. It costs a bit, but it's not ridiculous.
There was a recent story that came out of Canada because they have their universal healthcare system. But there's a 16-year-old girl. She was on a wait list, but because of so many people on the wait list, she needed a kidney transfer, or she was going to die. She had cancer. But what happened was, since there were so many people on the wait list, there were so many people in the hospital, there was no hospital bed for her to go into. So she had a kidney ready to be transplanted to her, and that kidney was wasted and didn't go to anyone simply because she could not. Yeah, because of their universal healthcare system, there was no room to put her in a hospital.
I just mean that.
That's kind of like the process of the system itself.
Even if you have a universal healthcare system, you still do have private hospitals. And funny enough, the prices in those typically are much lower than what's currently available in the United States, which is insane to me.
Really?
Yeah, no,
I didn't even know that. That just sounds
in general, like in the UK, you don't pay the prices that the Americans are paying. No way.
Yeah, exactly.
That goes back to the point I was making.
You don't even pay those prices in Canada or down in Mexico either.
Yeah,
prices
and
in America are just stupidly high.
Yeah, and that's what brings me back to the point I was making earlier. Is our prices? You don't necessarily need a full universal healthcare system because the prices, they can be lower. It's proven in other countries that have lower prices, their hospitals are still running.
But see, my question is, why does everyone believe? Why do we all have this assumption that the price of healthcare, if we make it a universal one, is going to rise? Because if we're making healthcare
it doesn't make sense. Like in America, the price at the moment is ridiculous, even compared to countries that have.
Compared to anywhere.
You know what I mean?
People think it's going to rise because of the fact that actually last year, or coming into 2017, the Universal Healthcare, the Affordable Care Act, it actually did rise above what the private sector average was.
No, but you see, if no one wants to use the private medicine, which costs thousands and thousands of dollars anymore, the price will drop. That's how it works.
Well, no, because the private sector, it didn't drop. The private sector didn't drop. It's been staying steady.
No, of course they wouldn't drop. They want more profits.
But yeah, they stayed the same. But it was the universal healthcare system. The premiums for that actually went above what the private healthcare system was, which had been staying steady.
Where is this?
I would have to find the article. If you give me just a minute.
I think at the end of the day, though, like
make sure to check your sources.
Yeah,
you've got to provide services for the ones that are living on the poverty line. That's kind of where I am, because again, I'm fine on my insurance, but my dad's a contractor for the government, and his insurance went insane.
Well, see, okay, then you have to bring up the argument of, do we provide healthcare for everyone? Or do we provide healthcare for people that are actually providing to the country or providing to the public?
Well, you got Medicare and Medicaid, but that's drying up too.
Right.
Also, here's a question, like genuinely, how really, like, is private insurance really that unaffordable for the average person? Because I'm on private insurance, but I can't really comment on the average person per se, but like, is it really that unaffordable? Because I don't think the costs are actually all that high for insurance.
I've seen some families that are like $400 a month to $200 a month for their family.
Size of the family, yeah.
I know
For me
a lot
alone,
of
the
families
families
that
is where it becomes
opt
really
to
expensive.
pay the.
For me alone, at $8.50 an hour through work, it's about $120 a month.
Yeah, I pay
Let's
about
let's
120
remember
for full.
let's remember that insurance is a bit of a hot topic right now, so it's a bit up in the air about what's gonna happen with that.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, but like, I don't understand the context or the meaning. I apologize, but is 400 for a family a month really expensive?
Yeah.
The minimum wage.
For a lot of families,
yeah,
yes. You know what I've just realized is that you're saying 400, and I'm thinking, oh, that's all right, but I'm thinking Australian dollars. Once I actually
no.
realize it's American, that's insane.
That's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing as the average U.S. family only makes maybe roughly $2,000 a month, that is
Yeah.
really
Like
expensive.
1,500.
Yeah, I think the median for a household
that
is
2,000 a month.
1,600.
Maybe not even that. A lot of people don't make $2,000 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm below that.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I'm
and just say if you're supporting the
talking
kids, if
per
you're supporting the
family.
kids, yeah, fine.
Yeah.
But so just does every parent work? Do both parents work? Then yeah, they're probably earning more than $2,000 a month. But are they in full-time work? Because if they're in part-time work, they're not earning that much money.
Yeah.
If only one parent works, there's so many factors. They've got to look after their kids. That's food. They've got to accommodation. There's so many factors.
So the price
that
is
then say that
too
$400 a month is too high. It's ridiculous.
Oh, of course. Yeah, that's what it is. Way too high.
Here's a follow-up question. Forgive my bitchiness. I'm going to totally sound like a bitch for asking this, but is it really hard to make more money? Because
yes,
yes.
It's just the general concept of this economy, isn't it?
It's
like,
well, I mean,
be honest,
you have to look in the U.S. We're still coming out of our more recent recession, so jobs are still just now coming more available. In the future, maybe it'll be easier to get a more high-paying job, but right now we're still in that spot where a lot of our new jobs that are coming, they are minimum wage jobs.
It's also
because the jobs, the better paid jobs aren't there.
This is something I definitely have to chime in on.
Because I can say, here in the South, we have jobs available, but they're not paying well. Because around the area, the high-paying jobs would be like our oil field work. Currently isn't that good. So we have an influx of workers who are used to making a lot of money through the oil field, who aren't having jobs and are taking the lower-paying jobs. Meanwhile, we have inexperienced workers like me who can't even get a lower-paying job because more experienced workers are in them.
Here in Minnesota, there are jobs available everywhere, and other places I go in the Midwest as well. One of the big keys I've noticed, like personally, I'm a truck driver, but I make $27 an hour to stare out the windshield.
Nice.
I know so many people who are afraid to do the physical side of the work and complain that they can't get any well-paying jobs.
But if you're in Texas, I personally don't know where Minnesota is.
That's north. That's north. United
States.
States.
Texas. But yeah, there may be jobs up there, but if there's no jobs in the South, like Texas and
Louisiana,
yeah, like you're basically like, if there's so many jobs up there, they're gonna have to move their whole family, which is obviously a costly thing. A lot of families just can't do that, especially if they've got like kids and stuff like that. So
that's actually how my father ended up moving to Louisiana. He was originally in Virginia, which is northern United States, and he moved down to Louisiana because the oil field was big back then, and a lot of people were hiring these big-paying jobs.
Well, and like I went to school for law enforcement. I wanted to be a police officer, and for me to get a decent entry-level job, I would have had to move from Minnesota to a southern state because the requirements for education in Minnesota for law enforcement is much, much higher.
Correct.
So anyone that goes for that here needs to get experience elsewhere because of the standards that are set.
Yeah, it's just so hard to get jobs, isn't it?
And I mean, to be honest, I got very lucky with the job I do have now.
Yeah.
I kind of picked it up as like to pay for college type of thing, and then they kept offering advancement opportunities, and I kept taking them. So.
Well, there's a lot of people, and you're right about the moving, because I've seen things in North Carolina, or North Dakota, I'm sorry. North
I'll just
Dakota.
get up a map of America.
North Dakota just wants people.
Yeah, I'll put you a reference map. Give me a sec.
Don't worry, I've got it.
Oh, you got
Google
it.
Maps is open.
Shouldn't you be asleep, mate?
Yeah, but I can't sleep anyway, so it doesn't.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm in your
It's
time
like-
zone.
What time is it in Australia right now? Is that 6 a.m.?
I'm in England, so it's 4:45.
45.
Okay, so where are we talking? You were
He doesn't even know the accent. Oh my god.
Sup, bitches.
It's all the same to us.
Well, and the funny thing is, in the U.S., we've got like everybody's like, "Oh, you're from Minnesota, aren't you?" And it's like, I guess so, but how'd you know that?
Well, Jay, where do you think
we
I'm
know.
from?
It's because of how you say Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota.
I'm from Minnesota.
Well, that's the thing. I don't hear it. Like I know
Yeah.
all of you, it's very clear, but
Well, it's like a Canadian saying a boot.
We had one last night who just couldn't avoid saying it.
Or,
And every single time he's like, damn, I said it again.
Aluminum.
Aluminium.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Aluminum.
I forget that people even say aluminium.
I like vitamin, or was it vitamin?
Hey!
The
It's
men's
called
vitamin.
it's called aluminium. Get
in the
UK
United
guys
States-
out quickly.
Was
To be
this
fair,
Queen's English?
Yeah, to be
In the
fair, in
United-
America they had to make it easier for them because they're not quite as bright.
Yeah, clearly. If the elements go helium, and then from helium it goes to aluminum for no particular
Yeah, it goes to
reason.
aluminium.
Hey, you guys use your use and your color and your.
I think you guys are taking way
Yeah,
too
but
much time.
that's because
for
we take it
stuff.
from like French and stuff like that. We take it from other languages.
No,
Yeah,
look,
that's your fault.
I just mean that there's no other element, pretty much, let's say, in terms of the majority that ends with without an I before it, right?
What do you call titanium?
Titanium.
Titanium.
No, clearly it's titanium.
I think.
Oh my god, you're all wrong.
Oh my
I didn't know
gosh.
y'all were so uneducated in England.
No,
Amazing.
Titanium.
Dude,
The point.
I'm
I
making
think
a
the
joke.
point is it's not aluminium, it's aluminium. You know what I mean? But people always just put the EM there anyway, so it's just
so now
turned into aluminium.
Is it still vitamin?
Vitamin.
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 Just to
makes
be clear,
sense.
the titanium joke was a joke, yeah. For full clarity.
Still offended.
Triggered.
I triggered.
Triggered. Maybe you should, inhale some helium so that you could get a high voice.
Oh my gosh.
I know this is a big hot button topic across the U.S. and I don't know how it is overseas. What do you
Across
guys
the pond.
call soda?
Pop.
What? Soda.
I swear to God, you call it pop, I'm gonna hit you.
That's
Pop.
so.
I'm from Ohio.
Soda.
No,
Soft
From
drink.
Ohio. It is pop.
A
first
fizzy
of all,
drink?
I dare you to
I
say
call them
drink,
soft
yeah.
drinks.
definitely pop.
Soft drinks is what. Yeah, that's the one.
If you're from Ohio
Yeah.
or from Indiana, you're gonna call it pop.
Actually, what we normally
Minnesota.
I
just
heard
call
North
it is
Dakota calls it pop too.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what?
If you're from the
Dakota, go
mid-
back to Canada.
Florida.
If you're from
calls it
Midern
pop.
United States,
Hey, you British chaps, what do you call the things that come in between TV shows?
adverts.
Commercials.
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 Yeah, commercial.
I was
I watch
waiting
too
for
many
the
American
adverts.
TV.
What
I
about
was
gas?
waiting for the adverts.
What about gas?
Can we talk about how much of a pander that was to call to call them chaps?
What? They're chaps.
A little bit of-
They're good
a little bit of-
chaps.
A little bit of pandering, isn't it?
Okay, Dylan put it in Gen 1.
Yeah, I put it in Gen 1. I want to see what they say.
The everyone
What is-
doesn't work.
Oh, it doesn't work?
No.
Logan
You're
over
right.
here said soda pop. What a fucking traitor.
Fucking
Soda
soda.
pop.
Hey
Soda
guys,
pop.
can I
Agree to
say?
call them carbonated drink. And
Yeah.
Can I say?
See,
No,
in England,
that-
we just call it whatever drink it is. So if it's like Coke, we call it
You use
Coke.
Coke.
yeah, that's
not-
what we
not
also
pop.
do.
The problem is we got brands like Coke and Pepsi. When you're referring to
Yeah.
Coke.
So how hard is it to say Pepsi
Coke.
or Coke.
Yeah.
See, I'm not the smartest person, but I can see they're clearly two different
No, but
things.
sometimes you need to refer to the collective, okay?
A
Yeah,
majority of people
because
do
there are
actually call it by
certain
the
parts
soda's
of the
name.
US.
Yeah.
We call
We're
it
talking about,
where
what about multiple different types of soda.
people will call all soft drinks Coke. So they'll be like, well,
No,
well,
we
I
call
want
it
soda.
Actually, that is kind
I
of
think
true.
it's, I think it's Florida.
To be
where they're
fair,
like,
no,
what kind of
no matter
Coke
where
do
you
you
go,
want?
you just go, "Can I get
And
Coke?"
you're
And they're
like,
like, "Is Pepsi okay?" No.
Is Monopoly money okay?
Yeah, I asked for fucking Coke. I don't want Pepsi. I want Coke.
Hey guys, but aren't you invading people's privacy when you ask what kind of drinks they like?
Oh.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Wait, do we say it? Is that said that way?
No, it's privacy.
I love the fact that we were seriously discussing the state of the economy
And now we're just
how
making fun of way people say things.
Hey guys, being that we have a chat full of Americans, can we just bring up that your measurement system is complete horseshit and you?
Oh, we agree.
Oh no!
It is
How about
stupid.
this though? Like,
we just bring
I
up the
hate
fact that you're ugly.
Hey, you know what? I just want to point out. Hey, I just want to point out that at least Arizona has one highway that's in the metric system.
Can we also talk about the fact you guys drive on the wrong side of the road?
No, you
No.
I believe
I'm
we
siding with the
created the car.
Americans on this.
Shots fired.
If I'm correct, the U.S. created the car, so therefore you guys are wrong.
Yeah,
There you go.
Burn.
Also, I have another problem.
Yeah,
We
but
peed
what
on
was
it.
before the
It's
car?
ours.
What was before the car? The horse and carriage, right? That's what people used.
I feel like there was
So it's just the
sides of the road
next step?
with the horse and carriage.
No,
Yeah, it's infrastructure.
I think it was whatever side the horse wanted to go on.
It's always the left.
Horse doesn't know right from left. Stop it.
Jizzy. I call you Jizzy. Is that your name, by the way? Is it Jizzy or is it Gizzy or is it Jiff?
Just call me G. Just call me G.
Okay, G. Look, I just want to point out that if you're gonna side with the rest of the world on the metric system, then you shouldn't then take up the side of the UK in the terms of driving on the wrong side.
No, we agree with the metric system because that's the common scientific unit.
Also, before we start talking shit about football and soccer.
Really? No, I'm sorry. Okay,
Look,
driving on the
I
wrong
wanna
side of the
point
road,
out
I'll give you that. But football is football. American
British came
football.
up with soccer. The British came up with soccer.
The
Yeah,
British
then we
came up with
realised.
football.
Then we realised it was a shit name.
Yeah, but
Look,
it's football.
it's not your fault. You
football.
came up with the wrong name.
Hey, you play with your feet.
Well, okay.
American football. The only
American
person
football,
that's like
you-
one player on the field that uses their feet, and then he's
And
on
he's
for like
the most
2 minutes.
important.
And
2
hold on,
minutes over
hold
a
on,
match.
Hold on,
Most
before
important.
we continue on with this
I think
argument,
this is like
handball.
This is like a major problem with having a sausage fest. You guys just start comparing dicks all over.
Whoa, did she just
Hey, I just want to say that if we're gonna argue
zoom
about
ahead
the
a dick?
difference between football and football, how about we say them correctly?
There you go.
Why
What
does
do you
that
mean?
matter?
Wait. One second. What does that mean? What's football?
I believe football is Spanish soccer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
how
football
soccer
is different
pronounced.
to football.
Wait, what?
not. It's not.
No, it's like the French spell it F-U-T-B-O-L. It's
Oh no, it's foosball. Foosball is different.
Yeah. Then if you say
foosball is
football,
different.
then it's different.
It's quite simple. Someone clearly said handball. Handball, yeah. They play with their hands. They play with their hands, right? So what's the opposite? If you're playing
the
with your
name's
feet,
not cool though.
no
No one wants to be like I play
football.
handball.
Guys,
guys
why are
wanna
we
do-
talking about football? Seriously, this isn't gonna
Oh
go
wait,
anywhere.
okay, guys. Okay, fine. Ignore football. Ignore soccer. We can all agree that rugby is for men and American football is for sissies.
My man.
Yes.
Now we're
Oh my God.
No,
I'll take that
As an
side.
American,
I'll
I'll
take that
agree.
side.
I'll take that.
What about that lacrosse though?
So here's my question: do you play?
AFL rules everything.
What do I play rugby? Yes.
Yes. What
Yeah.
position?
Wait. Do you guys know what AFL is?
I'll play anywhere in. AFL is shit. Just ignore that. I play anywhere in the scrum.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
I am
Exactly.
almost strictly.
I'll be the power bottom. Wait, what?
We're also.
Wait, no, wait. I didn't. That was Void that said that.
Yeah, but have you ever watched AFL? It's literally the most dull shit. I would rather watch paint dry. I would rather watch. Actually, I'm not gonna because I do.
I'd rather watch Canadian football.
I would rather
CFL?
watch American football than AFL. And
Oh, come on.
Does ice
American
hockey?
football.
Wait, guys. Does ice hockey count as Canadian football because foot isn't required these days?
Actually, to be fair, they do actually use their feet sometimes. I'm pretty sure it's
that's
illegal.
true. You know the goalkeeper sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes.
With football, you could call it head ball, but that seems too sexual.
Ooh. It's not sexual.
He has a point now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying because all the concussion thing going on, everybody's using their heads.
But you don't hit the ball with it often.
You can't.
Yeah,
I said
Okay, well,
often.
Here's another sport: cricket or baseball.
Oh, baseball.
Baseball, cricket, dumb.
Oh, what?
Boring, dude.
Look, let's only ask.
Cricket
let's
is
let's
boring.
only ask Elsa.
I think both of them are equally fair and none of them.
Oh, man.
Oh.
You're menacing cricket spur.
The cricket, you just run to the pole and run back. And
Oh
then
yeah, because what? And so what do you do in baseball? You run around in a square.
to bases, you run different places to do pole.
Yeah, to what? To 4 places.
They'll have
be
like
fair,
fucking-
anyone
they'll have
seen-
two
Yeah, but there's a lot more strategy with the
But-
running.
but-
And
But
we
in,
get hot dogs.
base.
in baseball, you can only hit like sort of in the triangle. So what's the point?
Let's
like,
be
I
honest.
wonder where he's going to hit it around the field.
Let's
It's just
let's
gonna
be
out
honest.
It's a
Let's
big
be
field,
honest.
though.
Let's be honest. I think cricket lasts too long. It lasts.
Yeah, but that's why
too
there's
long.
2020 or one-day cricket.
Yeah,
20
but
A
then
whole
again,
day.
as someone who runs back and forth, literally back and forth, I don't think you should be patronizing the diamond.
No, that was my response. I was patronizing the diamond for him saying that we just run back and forth.
Yeah, but I mean, why is that a response?
Because it's saying that that can't be an argument because they're both equally as stupid.
So,
well, I mean, all sports are stupid
Yeah,
if you think about it.
yeah, football we run back and forth as well.
I've got a subject for us.
Rugby and
Football,
American football,
yeah.
yeah.
I've got a subject for us.
What?
South
Sidewalk
Korea's
and
new
pavement.
president.
What?
South Korea's new president.
I didn't see anything on that.
What's about
I think he's a pussy.
If Phil
because
has
the other one got
covered it, then I
impeached.
don't know.
I actually
It's
like
not
him
like-
because he really is trying to push a South Korea like getting together.
Yeah, he's the first Korean
'cause that's gonna
president
work.
in the South.
It
for
never,
the last
yeah.
2 presidents that has actually
Yeah.
put something into trying to fix the North Korean issue and
See-
actually wants to do something with it.
I mean, I respect him for that, but you have to realize it's not going to work.
No.
Yeah. No.
So, that takes my respect for him a little bit down because, I mean, I kind of see him as just more of a hopeful.
Yeah,
It's
but
like,
I mean,
he's going to spend his entire term trying instead of doing other things.
No,
that are
he's
more-
not just
could-
going
he
to
could be
do
doing.
one thing the whole time. He's,
Well, I mean,
he's
I
gonna
feel
do other
the way
stuff.
he's put it though is that's going to be his main thing.
How
is
baseball was invented.
that.
What the fuck is this?
I mean, if you consider the polar opposite, this is much better.
It's fantastic.
Oh hell yes, this is hilarious ass clip.
It's about 4
I'm watching
minutes
this now.
long. It's fabulous.
This movie is great.
I haven't seen the whole movie yet, but
There's
the
no
coach-
crying in baseball.
Also, I'm pretty sure there's this guy called David John in the Gen 1 chat. It's just like trolling everyone.
I had
Gen
a
1.
question for you guys.
Come on then. It's controversial.
Let's do this.
Bring it on.
What do you guys think about what's happening in Indonesia right now?
What's happening
what?
in Indonesia
Enlighten
right
us.
now?
So we can
Sorry,
discuss.
sorry. Phil's not. I've not been filled in yet.
I have not been filled
Phil,
in. I
I
don't
said-
know.
I was about to say, hold on. I'm gonna find an article on this. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
get us an article and get it up on filledin.com so that we can look
Doing
into
that now.
it.
Are you talking about the
You
Christian
shameless
thing, right?
motherfucker.
Well, if you have information on it, let us know so that while we're looking up stuff, we can talk about it.
Yeah,
Is
please
this
go
about
ahead.
the post blasphemy ruling?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, looking at it now.
This is
CNBC. Fill us
Can't
in,
trust
please.
American news or what are we doing? Indonesia.
So a popular politician is popular government official is being sacked.
Oh, blasphemy! Blasphemy is stupid. I'm sorry. In today's society,
Yep.
Stephen Fry is getting.
I saw that.
I thought that they waived that.
Yeah, I think they have waived it now. But
They
that
put
was
it against
just
Stephen
some
Fry
bullshit.
just to show how stupid the law is.
Yeah, they did it against. Hey, did you watch that? Because it made like Stephen Fry was putting a clear argument, discussion, debate. There you go. Using Philip D's.
Wait,
got there.
But I
got an article on
jailed
it.
for
Pulling it up
2
now.
years for blasphemy. Right.
Which is insane because, again, you're right. At this day and age, but especially with the
But it's
U.S., I mean,
Indonesia,
being
man.
able to, and I know, and I completely understand that, and that's where, my frame of mind comes from somewhere where, granted, you might get beat down for, sporting yourself in the U.S., but you can still say it. And it's amazing to me that Christianity does the same thing here, where they act like they're the victim, but they still hold a ton of the population who identifies as a Christian. But yet they're the ones getting persecuted here, and it's like insane to me. And I'm not a religious person, but I think you should be able to do whatever you want, but also you should be able to criticize whatever you want.
I agree. If anyone watched the latest Louis C.K. gig, he was like, if you want to know what the dominant religion is, just ask someone what year is it.
Oh yeah, the new Netflix special. I mean, come on.
Yep.
I didn't catch it. Now I need to watch it.
It's amazing.
Coming from the viewpoint of what I consider myself an agnostic, I don't agree with any religions, but I understand their purpose and I understand why they are good.
Yeah,
because a religion is there to give someone a hope. It's there to give someone that direction that some people do need. And I agree with that. However, I don't agree with their teachings or their philosophy behind it all.
Well,
but I
here's
understand it.
and what you just said. Sorry about cutting you off. I was gonna say what you just said. I do believe that yes, anybody. My family's very religious, and they've always been it. Blah blah. And you know what? Whatever they want to do, that's fine. I respect it. It's just to respect the right of anybody to do what they want, make you happy. But I do have a problem with it when you start to be open about, gay marriage or defunding Planned Parenthood or trying to say because God didn't say global warming happens.
So basically anything the Westboro Baptist Church go for.
They should all die.
Are they still around?
Yeah.
To make
They're
a
still
good
around.
point,
Wait, are they still around?
Oh yeah, they're still around.
Yeah.
Oh, good God.
State, as is mentioned in the first 4 lines of our fucking constitution. I don't know why people bringing in religious views in politics, why they think it even makes any sense.
Separation of church and state.
Isn't the Constitution?
Hold on. Whoever just said the whole separation of church and state, I do have to point out that there is no law and there is nothing on the books about a separation, a specific separation of church and state. What that was commentary back in. Someone's had to verify this for me, but it was commentary from one of our presidents about the need for a separation
George
of
Washington.
church and state.
George Bush, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
at the end of the day, if you look at the legal system in countries that have basically religious courts, like I've got a friend who's from Lebanon, and he's talking about the law and the legal system of that. He basically goes, if you're Christian, you go to Christian court. If you're Muslim, you go to Muslim court, and the law is completely different.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like when the way he's explaining it and the way that these courts actually run, like to me, it's just something that doesn't really something you really don't want to see.
Well,
Yeah,
but,
but
especially not here.
But
Like
with Lebanon,
religion that kind of ingrained into something that shouldn't be religious. You know,
Clearly.
you're talking about the justice system, not fucking.
Well,
But
it
with
could be
Lebanon,
worse.
with
There's a
Lebanon,
place-
at least they have 2, right? At least they have Muslim court and Christian court, because there are worse scenarios you can imagine
yeah,
if there's
I know
only one type. Yeah, you were saying just. G. Jesse just sounds wrong, man. What the fuck? Who the
G.
fuck calls
Just
themselves
say
Jesse?
G.
Sorry.
Fucking changing my name
Gizzy.
now. One sec.
Dude, you
Change my
slash
name to
slash
G.
Nick.
Anyway,
okay.
so
G, yeah.
I lived in Brunei, and if you don't know what where Brunei is, basically Malaysia, Indonesia place, but they've basically run by a sultan who's like one of the richest people in the world. He basically owns the whole sort of country, and he's starting to introduce Sharia law back. They've already started.
For fuck's sake.
Build like when we left, they were already starting to build a public hanging places and shit like that. That shit is just too far. I'm sorry, but they like if you rob, you get your hand cut off.
It's like
and they're all
it's
based
not
in that.
like Sharia law isn't even applied like to the dot in the majority of even Gulf states. Only Saudi Arabia
Hey, I just wanna
actually
point out,
applies
Phil
it
is online right
100%.
Yeah, he's on the main.
Yeah,
He's probably listening to the clusterfuck.
Voice.
You don't want to go in that one anyway.
No, you don't go into the clusterfuck. It's a clusterfuck.
Hey, someone messaged one of the mods.
Unless you're into that.
Someone messaged one of the mods, see if they can cut down our channel to like 20. So
Nah,
if
please.
Phil comes in here,
That is good.
if Phil comes in here, then it's just us.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, but you can't like tell him, hey, come here.
Yeah.
Hey, come here. That sound like you're in a white van with some candy talking to a kid.
Hashtag
Hi.
fuck
Oh, look.
Dylan.
Hello,
He's
Phil.
He's actually here. He's
He actually made it.
Hold on. Just
Phil.
just so you know,
He's muted, by the way. He's muted.
I know.
Yeah.
Phil,
You can still hear.
just so you know, we are live right now on YouTube. We've been having discussions about.
Are we
news
live?
And all
Oh,
this
boy.
other
Yeah,
stuff.
dude. That's like the first thing he said. Anyway.
But yeah,
Let the man
if you
speak.
want to join in, go right ahead. We're talking about
Wait.
what
So
were we talking about?
who was talking about living in
International politics.
Indonesia?
Fuck Dylan.
We were
Okay,
talking
yeah,
about
fuck Dylan.
Bruno.
Just kidding, I love you, Dylan.
So
Let me
guys,
see
I
with
did,
Dakota.
We're still getting
No,
married,
but
right?
seriously, can someone
course.
cut the number of people in this room down to 20 so that way we don't get an overflow of people?
Oh, too late.
Too late.
Too
Oh,
late.
no, they're coming. Anyways, okay.
That's right.
What were we talking
We'll just
about?
keep
It was,
going.
we were talking about Lebanon and Sharia law
Brunei.
being ordered there,
What?
No, it
No,
wasn't.
Brunei.
or Brunei.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
So they've done a 3-step process. So the first one was like just basic stuff like getting your hand chopped off and stuff like that.
Of course.
The second, but like literally, they were building, like you could see it, they were physically building public hanging, and the worst thing was people there were just like, yeah, we don't.
I want to point out that it's not usually applied to the T in terms of chopping people's hands off. That's something that you don't see.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like that's what, like obviously when you think of Sharia law, you think of that. But the Sultan clearly said, and he stated, and the whole government, like the British government, were actually getting scared. Well, not scared, but they were starting to worry because they're actually having to maybe think about pulling some people out of there. Because it's mainly Gurkhas
Like
there.
the diplomatic side of things.
Well, no, because we like it's kind of weird about the history with the British and Brunei, but what it ends up boiling down to is like Gurkhas saved their family, so the British are allowed to deploy a Gurkha regiment over there, and it basically just it's come to the point where if he's actually doing this, they've put in discussions. If he actually does this, they might actually have to pull them out because you can't just say, look, if you're in this area of the country, you'll be fine. But if you go to the capital and you do one thing wrong, there's nothing like the British government can do to say, look, your hand's getting chopped off or something.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
that's
like,
part of a couple of the countries, right? I mean, this is.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
like,
especially
if
like
you're on the base, you'll be
Right.
fine. But if you're in the capital city, there's nothing you can do. And
yeah,
the British government, we've already had problems like that. I think it wasn't before Sharia. It was before Sharia law, so it wasn't as bad. But there's not much you can do there because you're trying to keep a sort of nice sort of friendship between the two countries. But when it comes down to this,
But you still have like
something that's too
contractors and stuff like that,
Yeah.
where it's like you literally can't do anything with them. I mean, if they get caught or anything, but it's like again, it's kind of with the North Korea thing too. It's like people still visit there, but dude, if you get caught, you're done forever.
Did they have an American detained recently?
Yeah.
Yeah, just another one. They have 4 now.
Yeah.
Where at?
In North Korea.
Oh, okay.
Just to note,
don't they get it every?
Actually, speaking of North Korea, did you guys hear about that dude that actually was a detainee of one of the ships that North Korea captured? He started living there, and now he lives there.
Yeah, this was his sons were actually in a propaganda video. He went there and took his family back in 70s, maybe. I don't know if I'm got the story right, but now his sons are part American, but they've never been here. They've always been in North Korea. But they were in the latest propaganda video about how bad the U.S. is, and how we're trying to dominate the world, and that we're the super anti-power establishment type thing. And it's weird, man, because they do look very American.
Hey, Phil, you're creeping on Dylan a little bit here. It's a little bit creepy.
I like it.
What he do?
He's just sitting in the chat, muted, listening in.
Guys, enjoying the conversation.
He's getting ideas for tomorrow's video.
He's watching.
Can't wait to see the whole tomorrow video talking about Brunei, Indonesia, and.
I still don't get this whole blasphemy thing. They fucking...
Oh yeah, but that blasphemy is a bit like it's just so stupid. But I just read, and there were like, there's been like not parades, not riots. You know what I mean? Parades, riots, protest. Talk. Yeah, that's the one. Protest talking about like anti-LGBT and sort of trying to get homosex. It's fucking tired. It's 5:10. But they're trying to get that illegal.
5:11.
There's a documentary about what they used to do back in the day in Indonesia concerning that sort of stuff.
I posted the blasphemy ruling link in the news channel. So if y'all
I got to go to article on that one.
I do have the text from the.
It just but it doesn't actually say what as far as he did.
It's pretty deeply ingrained in the culture. This whole like, blasphemy, pornography stuff. I used to live in Indonesia, and it's.
So here's my question:
It's what you're
used to. But if you have a public official that would talk bad about Christianity, they'd be perfectly fine. It's just mainly because it's Islam, and but that's become a case of again, Christians get bent out of shape when you talk about them, but Islam seems to really get bent out of shape.
But I mean, you got to look this as a whole.
That's the governmental
thing,
system as well. Yeah.
In the U.S., we have it where culturally you don't get offended by that kind of stuff. In other countries, it's different. So it's somewhere like Indonesia, it's their culture, religion. It's so ingrained into their culture. Yeah, that's just how it is.
Indonesia's not actually the worst. They're pretty laid back compared to countries like Saudi Arabia and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, that's the extreme, I mean.
It just sucks for anybody to have to. I mean, you can't criticize a religion that's obviously a fun little thing to believe in, but I mean, again, what
a fun little thing to believe in.
I mean, at what point does blasphemy become hate speech is my question. And I'm just spitballing here. I have no strong opinion either way.
Well, if you just criticize a religion criticize the belief system, I don't think. But if you are hateful, I think the intent. It's the intent, right? So intent's everything.
But then with intent, it's so wishy-washy.
That's hate speech.
Well,
how do you
in some areas intent doesn't matter. It's more about interpretation. They don't even care about intent.
But I can interpret anything.
Exactly.
To be offended if I wanted to.
Right. Everybody's always so triggered.
Right?
Down right now.
All
So
the
true.
PC people.
You PC, bro?
I don't know, man. I wouldn't say that the PC people are the only people that get triggered these days.
Everybody gets triggered.
Everyone. Literally everyone.
Yeah.
You talk about my Republicans at Fox News, I'm offended. You should be fired.
The non-PC people are offended by the PC people.
Right.
Exactly.
All these damn
Okay,
snowflakes.
I found out why he was hit for blasphemy. So according to an article on the CNN from yesterday, in April, well, this is some backstory to it as well. It's not the actual full story, but April prosecutors tried to call for blasphemy counts to be dropped to lesser charges of spreading hate, but they were ignored. The controversial Chinese Christian politician was put on trial in December over accusations that he insulted Islam while campaigning for re-election.
Okay, I've just read the blasphemy law in Indonesia, and it says
A surprising
Article
decision by an
29,
Indonesian court on Tuesday.
stipulates of the constitution stipulates that the state is based on the belief in the one supreme God. Okay, and I just think for a politician of all people to realize when 87% of your country is one language, one religion. I mean, it's a stupid law and all, but how stupid do you have to be to then, if you're going up for re-election, to then go, look, this is the constitution, this is a law, I'm going to break this law. It's like, that's not the way to go about it.
You say that, but in the UK, the Prime Minister has to be a Protestant. They can't be a Catholic.
But
oh, really?
But
yeah,
hold on.
it's
I did
legal.
not know that. The guy's Christian, and he was blaspheming against Islam, talking about one true God. Weird. Sounds weirdly familiar.
Yeah, because, you know, just so we all know that, you know, Islam and Christianity, they both believe in the same God. It's just the story on how they get there is a little different.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's blaspheming because saying that there's one true God, technically,
are you sure that's the story?
Yeah, it's if you look at it from the beginning, there's the same God for Judaism, Christianity, and Islam.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, New Testaments come around.
I mean, are you sure that that what he said that they were saying might be hate speech is that there's one true God? That just doesn't sound like hate speech.
I'll dig some more into it. Give me a little bit.
Yeah,
I see if you can find a direct quote.
I just think it's weird.
You're the MVP, the one who's doing the research. You're the MVP.
See, this is what PhilipDeFranco is all about.
Yes, it is.
News.
It's just trying to steal business from Philip's new news program.
Oh, Phil got off.
He has read.
Wait, is PhilipDeFranco a thing too?
Yeah, PhilipDeFranco.
All right,
it's
Elsa.
a news source.
Elsa, good night.
Yeah, good night.
See you, Elsa.
Okay, I just one sec on your thing about the Prime Minister of the UK has to be Protestant. The Test Act 1672 formally made it illegal for a Roman Catholic to hold high political office in the English Parliament. However, it has long since been repealed.
Okay.
Well, you say that, but
it does
Tony
say,
Blair. Tony Blair was
really
Catholic and had to hide it when he was Prime Minister. I can't remember the exact source,
it
but
does say,
I'll try and find it.
Well, did he have to hide it, or was he encouraged to hide it due to public perception?
It might have been that. Yeah, he converted after leaving office.
Well, yeah, they wouldn't vote him in. See,
Remember, in the United States, it was a big deal when JFK was running that he was Catholic.
Yeah.
Okay, and the reason why it's so controversial is that one of the functions of the Prime Minister is to recommend to the monarch who should hold the offices of the Archbishop of Canterbury and the Archbishop of York, both of which carry with them primacy within the Church of England.
I was wrong. So you learn something every day. I thought it was still written in the law.
No, so it's not written in the law, but I would say it's still quite a touchy sort of situation.
It's
not
left
one that's
over from Henry VIII's days.
It's not one that's enforced, but it's definitely one that needs to be looked at, to be honest. It's definitely one that needs to be sort of just sorted out.
I'm still hopeful that with the whole Brunei thing that they'll be more moderate than harsh with their rulings, but we'll see how that one pans out. No hand chopping, please.
So, speaking of your British people, what about Brexit? Where are y'all in that situation?
Well, I was Remain, but I mean that ship has sailed.
I personally was Remain.
See, Philly said our conversation was interesting.
Where'd he say it?
It's in the Gen 1 a couple minutes ago.
Like with the Brexit with the European Union, it's one of the weird things because it was like always in the first place we shouldn't have joined.
That I agree with, yeah.
Yeah, but then the problem is now that we have joined, the world's not in a situation where we can just be like, do you know what? We can leave now because it's such a, and it's one of the ones you saw how close it was. It was 51-49 or something ridiculous like that. That's how close it was. I honestly
But can they
feel,
remain without you guys in it? That's the question, because I don't know if they can.
The problem is Netherlands is very close to leaving. France was very close to leaving. They're lucky Macron got in there, but he's still like, so the newly elected French president is like, honestly, if you don't make these changes, we're leaving. That's what he literally said.
He's
Netherlands
skeptical.
are like that. The only country that is really like, we want to keep this together is Germany.
Of course,
yes. They're so highly recognized in that. But
right.
It's just like, I wouldn't be surprised if the European Union just sort of collapsed in 10 years.
Well, without Europe, they're going to. I mean, or without Britain, they're going to.
Because the way I see it, I see it as being something almost like the League of Nations after World War One. When the U.S. didn't go into it, it just didn't have that.
Horrible idea.
I mean,
well, it would have worked if
it didn't work because it didn't have Germany in it, and Germany was kind of getting shit on.
It didn't have the U.S. in it was the problem. In the same situation with the European Union, now it doesn't have Britain.
I mean, if it's just an economic union and Britain sort out a way to patch up their economic relationship, that's fine. It's not NATO that's being dissolved or anything. I don't think security is a problem. It's just Britain shooting itself in the foot, right? Hopefully they don't do it all the way.
Right.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
That's the thing, though. You say hopefully they don't do it all the way, but we're now in a situation where
they are doing it all the way.
It's potentially better for us to do it the whole way than it is to do half the way.
Okay, then who are you gonna trade with?
Well, honestly, that's kind of stupid.
Because if you don't have access to the single market,
you say who are we going to trade with? The UK itself is one of the busiest and
my point is that without
trading's still going to happen, guys. They're just going to have to redraw the agreements. That's all.
The thing is, it's the re-agreements. But you're trying to say stuff like we can now do solely with China. We can do it with Australia, Canada, US.
I just mean that it's a big hit and it's going to affect the economy a lot.
It's going to be a shitstorm either way.
It's one of the biggest gambles. Like, it could thoroughly pay off. We could be back to one of the biggest by ourselves, but it could also mean we could be in this situation where we are now, where we're still, our pound's quite good. Our pound is still better than others, and it could be like that for a few years whilst we're sorting out the situation. But then again, it could be even worse. Like, just say one of the trade deals is really bad, and we could dip to below the dollar or the euro.
But I think the biggest issue you're going to have is not trade, because I think people still need y'all a lot in that. I think it's the fact where you can't, and I don't know what's going to happen to people with passports, or not even passports, but going to France or wherever to work.
Well, France has offered anyone who's been living there for a few years already basically permanent citizenship.
Oh, that's
nice.
Way
of doing that.
And a lot of the trade agreements, they're not just solely trade agreements. What it will be is free ride passage between these two countries.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the movement
it's basically exactly what the European Union has now, but it'll just be a bit so what they'll do is they're like, okay, can we do like trade? Yeah, all this, but then they'll also be like, look, okay, free travel, well, not free travel, but you get it. Travel is fine between us. And healthcare, if just say what your population come over here and ours go over there, healthcare will be.
You're making it sound like doom and gloom, mate. No, but it's not because I mean other countries manage. I mean I'm in Australia and I'm an expat. I'm POM, and we manage perfectly well bringing people. An Englishman. Other people manage perfectly well bringing in working visas and everything else. And that they don't even need free movement. They can just go, right, you want to go and work in France? Here's your visa. You want to come from France to work in the UK? Here's your visa.
What's that extra step, though, right?
It is. But the US uses it too, right?
Yeah, sure.
But the US system is a lot different, though. The US system, they let the people they want come in, which is
that's exactly what you want to do. You want to control your numbers.
Well, you say that,
it's an extra step, But it's an extra step. But you think about how many expats the British have, it's going to be a lot. Like that is one of the problems. But they already said, like, when it was coming around Brexit, they were always like, look, if it does come to Brexit, what's going to end up happening? And this was by all the experts. They were like, a deal will be made between the countries between Brexit. So, just say there's a deal between England and Australia. What might happen is probably not that far, but you might be able to not have to get a visa to go over there. You might be able to do that, and that's what we can now do as a single.
Okay.
It's going to be the same as the Estes system.
So I have found out why he was convicted for blasphemy.
Go on.
So the reason why is let's see. Mr. Purnama was accused, and this is an article from the BBC. He was accused of blasphemy for comments that he made during the pre-election speech in September 2016. He implied that Islamic leaders were trying to trick voters by using verses in the Quran to argue that Muslims should not vote for a non-Muslim leader.
That's not that bad.
That's so stupid.
It's also probably true as hell. So
to continue on, though, some further reading that I had done over some other articles, from what it seems like, this was all in a attempt by a very, very hardline Islamic group to basically frame him because he was a very politically powered person. So they framed him more or less by twisting his words almost to make it look that way, and they used the laws that were in place in Indonesia to do this.
I wouldn't consider that as blasphemy.
It's not blasphemy, but then that just comes down to law, isn't it? So the people on one side have used the law to their advantage, and so they can get this guy who was maybe a competition out the way, and now they've got an open market. It's just law. And if you're going for such a high position, or sort of any position, you've got to be prepared. That's likely to happen.
The problem is that with Indonesia, the way that they handle their I guess criminal stuff is it's mob mentality, and that's what this was based off of the articles that I've read and the information I've gathered. It's that the mob, the people that were part of this hardline Islamic group, just they forced the judges to go with this specific verdict. So it's not that he broke a law, it's that the populace said, hey, we don't like what he said, you're going to do this or we're going to cause trouble.
So did he blaspheme?
No, he basically...
No, not necessarily.
From one of the other articles I was reading, basically what his point... I still can't find an exact quote, but from what it seems like, what he was doing was basically using a verse from the Quran and stating that, hey, some of your guys' leaders were using this specific verse to say that you shouldn't vote for people that are not Muslim. However, here's what the actual full thing is. You know, kind of one of those things where they take things out of context. He was showing that that's what Islamic leaders were doing.
So it wasn't blasphemy, he was just...
He was
but they're calling it blasphemy.
Because blasphemy is a very serious offense in a lot of...
Again,
yeah, and
just what I had to do earlier.
It's quite powerful.
Doesn't have to deal with intent, more with interpretation.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the
it
thing. The way that
it doesn't matter if it's
the way that he was wording it is that you could easily see someone twisting it and saying, "Well, what he really means by that is you can vote for a non-Muslim leader." You know what I mean? Like if you really wanted to screw the guy over, it wouldn't be that hard, especially if it is mob mentality, as you say.
The issue I feel is
the second you've got that whole like non-Muslim thing in there, then it just takes a whole different kind of turn. Right. If he was just saying, listen, they're interpreting this part of the Quran the wrong way, and just left it at that, it'd be a different story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe not, because it depends what
the exactly. But you get what I'm saying.
The issue is once you have people in the street, I mean, it's hard to tell what would affect the judge, right? It then becomes an unwise decision from.
And it's kind of what I was alluding to earlier is that like the way that they handle any type of court anything is that the judges just go with whatever the mob mentality is, and that's how it always goes.
Well, yeah. At the end of the day, they don't want their families killed as well. Who knows what's happening? You know, and you can't blame the judges. You can just say it's a sad situation, and hopefully.
And like me, and I have to admit this as an American, like I don't always take that into account. Like I
Can
don't.
you-
think,
can you-
I don't.
Can
think
you
It is
really
hard
state
to
that's
do sometimes.
So this is then politics gone wrong, where some Islamic leaders have used maybe too strong language.
Well, like,
Yeah.
Because I don't understand that. Coming from an American perspective, when I look at this and I go, oh, well, they arrested him for what they consider blasphemy. Well, why did the judges do that? They're being stupid. I don't take into account, oh, well, their families might get killed by the mob or Islamic people that are there
Yeah,
because they don't
exactly.
like what they said. And the reason why I don't think about that is because that kind of shit doesn't happen here.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but to be fair,
There's a different way the system works.
There's a lot of
Hang on.
there's a lot of third world countries where
And
that's the case.
the reason why I bring this up is I want all of us, mostly because the majority of us are Americans, I assume.
Fuck off.
I agree. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over all this freedom.
I said most. Anyways, but I mean, even for those of us that are not American, we need to take that kind of stuff into consideration when we think about these other countries.
Can I just point out, you're talking about mob mentality. What you mean is social pressure. I think you're actually referring to here.
Essentially.
And you see a lot of that in the States currently with your political system going on and the PC stuff as well. And it's happening in Europe, it's happening in Australia, it's happening in Indonesia, it's happening in every society, this social pressure.
A small minority of people exert a lot of pressure on the
The vocal minority.
I don't know if there's a ton of difference though between social pressure and mob mentality.
I don't think you can term it as mob mentality when it's actually social pressure.
I mean, you're right. The term is different, but I think the reaction is the same thing.
I mean, well, it's not. Mob mentality has no control. It's
But see, that's not true.
goes follow it.
That's not. You can't say that that's true though, because if you say that mob mentality has no control,
Are you talking about organized resistance as in a militant action, or are you talking about basically people just jumping on like they do on the internet? Someone gets outraged,
let's use this
and
for a
that
perfect example.
outrage it's mob outrage, isn't it? Or internet
Let's put this
outrage.
for
That's
an
what you're
example.
talking about.
Black Lives Matter. Are they a mob or are they a structured group?
Here we go.
For the countries which didn't have segregation until the 1960s and 70s.
Okay. My opinion of Black Lives Matter was it was founded on a belief that is correct. Is one of the things that should be fair, equal rights and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But the problem is it's the same thing as I want to say feminism is. It's all well that it started off as a valiant thing, but the problem is the perception of them have now changed to a point where anyone that thinks of Black Lives Matter, the first thing they think of isn't actually Black Lives Matter. What the first thing they think of is riots and.
That's the media's fault.
The best way.
I think of black men being shot by coppers in the States. That's what I think of when Black Lives Matter comes from.
But then you think about. See, I'm not gonna lie. I follow a number of places that are sort of Blue Lives Matter. So again, my stepdad's a cop, so it's a bit more complicated for me. But obviously, I'm not in America, so I can't. Well, I can put.
It's complicated for
I appreciate your disclosure.
Definitely complicated.
It's one of the points where the problem is the general sort of meaning behind it is great. But all that you hear is the silent, is the loud minority of cases.
Exactly.
But that's the problem. That's with everything, and it's like you can't blame. Well, yeah, and it's one of a lot of people always do, and I guess I do sometimes. Is you say if you found something, and you put it so sort of feminism where you've put like feminine rather than equality, or you put Black Lives Matter rather than All Lives Matter, it's always going to come to a point where most likely a proportion of the people that support that are going to end up just pushing that one majorly, and they forget about the All Lives or something like that. Now, that's not to say that these movements aren't correct, and I don't sort of believe in them. I think it's got to the point where you've just got to sort of jump off the boat and start something new.
And something I've had a big issue with is the way the places they're going to protest and the way things are being done.
Yeah.
So, like, I live just north of St. Paul, Minnesota. There was a huge case involving a man named Philandro Castile, who was shot just south of St. Paul. Or sorry, my bad, just north of St. Paul, a little east of me.
Ooh, doxing time.
And people took to the freeways and marched on the freeway.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah, that's
now.
That's
I tell you what, marching on the freeways in the and this was at like 10 or 11 p.m.
Idiots.
Is absolutely fucktardery.
Yeah, I'm gonna run your ass over if you're gonna get my way. I have shit I have to do.
To me, if you want something to be truly changed, you need to go to the people who actually can change it.
But it's the same sort of
our Capitol building. March on.
But it's the same sort of thing as when
buildings.
train drivers strike during rush hour, isn't it? And they strike to try and get a point home that they want to pay rise, and it just pisses off the commuters. Right? It's the same idea. It's the same.
It's the same idea, but it's just the wrong place to do that.
And I get it, but the other side of it too is I think at a certain point, and I get what you're saying, and I completely understand, and I'm not saying anybody's wrong on believing it, but I think too at a certain point they want to be heard, and for so long they haven't been heard. So
that's fine.
You say they haven't been heard. Like what? You don't hear when every time there's been a cop that's been shot, you don't think, oh, shit,
there's been massive media
but what's changed? What's changed?
See, the problem is, as a white man in the United States, I'm afraid of going up to someone that says they are with the Black Lives Matter movement, because the moment they say they are, that puts me in danger.
I don't agree.
That's
I don't know.
That's racist.
I
don't think.
No,
obviously it's not gonna be good if you walk
I'm
into a
people
riot.
in the Black Lives Matter movement, white people, Asians, Mexicans, all of them.
Look, let's just say you jumped onto the movement initially when you saw the police brutality and the statistics. Let's say that you were part of Black Lives Matter,
and I did.
Then some asshole across the country shot someone. Then do you immediately abandon the movement? Is the question.
No, but the problem wasn't that you abandoned movement because something didn't go right. The problem is what they are doing to try to get their point across is wrong.
The problem is how many normal people that aren't involved with violence are consider themselves part of the group is the question, because those are the people that
it's a hashtag. It's not
Black Lives Matter is that it is a chapter organization.
It's a hashtag.
Yeah.
Right.
I just mean that if you have people that support it lightly and just like the concept, then you'd be doing them a disservice by saying that you're afraid for your life. That's all I'm pointing out. That there will be people.
But I mean, and there's always bad people in everything. I mean, look at the guy who bombed Planned Parenthood. Like, look at they're shot up or whatever. Look at I mean, it's. But I think that Black Lives Matter as the movement is good at heart.
It definitely
is.
There are definitely positive intentions.
And I don't say that it's not. It's just that the way that I have only perceived it in every instance I've ever come across. No. I'm not talking about media. I'm talking about in person. I have been to events here in Arizona where they are the perpetrators of the violent acts that happen.
Absolutely. Same here in St. Paul.
So it's not that I'm seeing this on the media. It's not that I'm hearing it from the news. It's that I'm experiencing this for myself. I know for a fact that the majority of the Black Lives Matter movement are perfectly good. They are. I am right there with them. But the fact that they do nothing about the people that are causing these issues, that's where my problem is.
That's the thing. You hear that sort of thing all the time.
I don't know how they would track down the people who are causing the issues. There's not a lot of recursion as far as information coming back from the bottom into the top.
Exactly.
Isn't this the same argument that's made about Islam and terrorism and Islam and ISIS?
Exactly. That they should.
Islam should be doing something about these guys.
What do they do?
Do round them all up and give them tattoos and put them in camps? Is that what you want to do?
To be fair, a lot of people.
No, I'm just saying that's the thing. It's like you have to go extreme to get that sort of reaction. You have to realize that it's stupid to say, "Oh well, I can't support this group because they don't do anything about the militants on the end of it. I can't back this religion because there are idiots who do that."
Put them in some camps where they can concentrate on what they do wrong.
Wow! Oh my god! Wait, wasn't there a recent intelligence thing where it was like, no, but like for Islam that the normal people usually are good with reports. Not necessarily
are.
good, but that it
Oh, yeah,
happens.
absolutely.
That
There's
it's not
in
unheard
Britain, especially in Britain, there's been enormous support from the Islamic community in reporting suspected extremists.
Well, in the US too.
It's thwarted so many attacks.
That's,
So I just mean that in that case it exists, but with something as loose as a hashtag, perhaps it's less of an organized effort. But maybe that happens too.
True. You have to remember, even back in the days of the civil rights movement, you had militants like the Black Panthers and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
There's always going to be those people on the far end of the spectrum.
If you've got Black Lives Matter
Whoa, the
on one
spectrum?
side, if you got Black Panthers and you've got like the Martin Luther King sort of aspect, who are you likely more to sort of go towards, aren't you? You're much more likely to go towards Martin Luther King, where he's doing peaceful protests and.
But then there's always a minority.
Stuff like that. But the problem is, there is a minority, and we're in a situation where if people, you just got to ask, do they really care? So like. One of my biggest issues, and it's not with Black Lives Matter, it's with the reactions that communities do, is so when someone gets shot, like it was Baltimore, wasn't it? Someone got shot. I don't know who it was, can't remember his name, but that everyone's reaction there was to trash the entire place.
Yeah, burn the town down.
Well, I can't remember exact things. But
Missouri,
that response there just makes me go, have you got all the facts? What the fuck are you doing? You're destroying your local business.
Do you think that sort of response is born out of a feeling of helplessness, like they can't affect change?
Yeah, I think
that definitely plays into it.
It plays into it, but you got to think
illegal,
they're reacting to this in their own backyard. They're not.
Yes.
Go down to the Capitol building and do it.
It's not showing anybody by burning down their own stuff.
The fear and the anger is what fuels them to do these things to their own communities without perhaps thinking about the fact that it is their own community.
The idea, I feel, is to get publicity, and whatever way to get publicity.
Yeah, but it's poor publicity, isn't it?
Well, I think some people are just there to do bad things.
Well,
there's always that.
People definitely are.
But I think there
back
is
to everything.
that. But I think it goes back to what Sis was saying. It is. I think a lot of it. I think a lot of it's born out of frustration of, I mean, look, the U.S. Let's be honest, we don't have the greatest track record of people of color in this country, and when you go through that, and you're still trying to, and racism's still around, and I have friends that deal with it more than they should, especially in 2017. But a lot of that comes from that frustration of we're still on a different bracket than everybody else. And I think that's where that frustration comes from. So I don't think it's everybody that's burning down buildings that are, fuck this, I'm just here to have fun, fuck this place, I'm going to burn it all down. I think some people are just pissed. We've been fucked for so long. Why are we not out of this right now?
Right. Yeah. And just so you guys know, I went back and dug up a Facebook post I made about one of the protests in St. Paul that I actually physically went to. So I'm going to share that in the news chat.
Cool.
The completely public Facebook.
We're going to find your Facebook. Find your Facebook.
No, I don't give a shit.
We're all friends here.
Get them.
I mean, there's already a picture of you anyway.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, it's massively. Wait, what? Oh.
I think besides the
the site's buggy for me.
the actual
It's like,
frustration.
oh, you got me the mobile site. That's why.
Yeah, it's a mobile. Last night.
Sorry, what were we saying about frustration?
I think it goes beyond like just the frustration as it with it.
Stock
just
time.
because I grew up in LA, like just from a very low income family, and I've been across those riots, and a lot of times you have families brought up in that same dynamic where you're kind of expected to kind of go along with the crowd. So you're going to have people in families that are going to be like, grab something, we're doing this because we're going to go fight this kind of thing.
And that goes to the mob mentality. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Mob mentality.
But
At the root, you're battling against
it's not even
like,
in the
human
whole
nature.
thing of mob mentality. It's kind of like lack of education for it as well, because you don't understand the right way to change something. If you don't know the way to change something, then you're going to go with what's around you.
And you're 100% right, because we failed the school systems in all the poor, low-income areas. And, you know, and our newest appointee, who someone linked the booing, which was amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
What was it?
Is not going to help any of that. She's not... I mean, you know, I'm sure she's a great person, but she's an idiot.
She's frankly embarrassing.
It's the Betsy DeVos. Betsy DeVos.
Oh God, her. Jesus fucking God.
Amen.
That fucking bitch.
It's like you know when you take a shit and then it somehow finds a way to come back suddenly and you're like, no, not that one. That's what's happening right now.
Yep.
You
Just
forgot she
accountability.
existed. You forgot she existed.
Yeah, I did. I really did. I haven't heard anything of her since she got appointed, and then all of a sudden you brought her up and just like, oh fuck that bitch. Shit.
It's like one of those you know soaps where it's like the dramatic reveal that they're back.
Oh, now I gotta find an article about it. I need to see what she's been up to.
Like,
her entire family is in the education business, so.
And I like how you put it as business.
Actually, by the way,
I mean, more like a racket.
Well, it's 5% of his business.
And I don't know if y'all know much about Blackwater.
Oh, what name is it going by now, though?
No, but the great thing is apparently the guy, the head of security contractor, is Betsy DeVos's brother.
Yes, that is true.
Amazing.
Wow.
That's
The apple doesn't fall far from the shit.
Was Blackwater the pipeline one?
No, Blackwater was the paramilitary corporation that did mercenary work for the United States, or mercenary and defense contract work for the United States government during Desert Strike. God. And well, they continue to do it since the late '90s, early 2000s to now, but they've gone under different names over the years.
What's the controversy around them taking money for fighting? I'm not quite sure.
Dr. Jackson, Board of Trustees.
They're
Thank you.
a mercenary organization that was based out of, I believe, Florida. I think, obviously Florida.
Florida, man.
Fucking crazy.
Hey.
It's true.
He's
Florida's
back.
Crazy. Anyways, so they were a military and defense contract organization that the U.S. military contracted to do a majority of the military work, such as cooking, cleaning, maintenance work, running things to and fro, and all that fun bullshit that technically wouldn't is the menial kind of manual labor kind of tasks, which, by the way, just so you know, is kind of the wrong thing to do, because we should actually be using our soldiers, so that way we can actually put them to work and just not have them sitting around or fighting wars. They have something else to do.
It's money spent for no reason, basically.
Anyways, yeah, reason to spend money. But they were the ones that did the very risque and very undercover kind of jobs that the U.S. military didn't want to do, so that way
they're
can stay out of the
also
light.
They're the kind of the go-to allegedly between Putin and Trump.
I posted the massacre. That was one of the major controversies regarding Blackwater in news.
Thanks, sis.
Thank
I'll
you.
take a look at that.
In which country?
Awesome.
In
Iraq.
Iraq.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were definitely part of a few different massacres. They were definitely part of a lot of civilian killings.
So is the thinking kind of don't use your own army to do it, hire a mercenary force?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
it's
they're
kinda-
contracted, right?
Yeah,
so
because
they don't have to.
The military can't get blamed at that point.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of worse. We say we're really good and we wouldn't ever do things, but then we hire people to do these same awful things.
You can't get taken for war crimes for the company or their country. It's like they
Yeah,
can go whatever
exactly.
they do.
It's like we would never commit a war crime, but we'll hire someone to do it for us.
Of course.
It's not us, so
That makes it
I think part of the controversy was that there is no established way to deal with the issues that came up using Blackwater. Like in the military, there's obviously court martials and stuff,
Yeah.
but with the independent
One of the
contractor,
hallmarks
there's
of
pretty
higher
much just like,
education
oh, we fired
and
them,
of
that's about it.
democracy
They could literally kill an
is
entire
the ability
village
to
and it's
converse
kinda
with
hard.
and learn
You're
from those with
contracted,
whom we
it's kinda,
disagree.
It's the contractors that are not military, but they're also on foreign soil. Is that
In
question
addition,
prosecuted by the United States?
We're playing Anaheim Ducks, boys. Let's go. Sorry, I just saw that.
Behavior continues.
What's Anna? Oh, okay. I was just saying that it's just that because they're not required to follow the Constitution as privately contracted fighters. They
Right.
can just do whatever they fucking want, right? Whatever they're ordered to. So
Essentially, yeah. There is no regulation surrounding them.
Yeah, then there's
within the laws of the countries they're in, of course.
and there's the question of the efficacy of actually paying these people to do what they're doing in other
If they
countries.
leave, and we're not going to deport, we're not going to extradite them back to Iraq to face any type of charges anyway.
And not like
So
Iraq
it's-
would do anything anyway.
within which laws, by the way, the country they're in? I'm not quite sure what that
Yeah,
means.
where's the jurisdiction?
Will probably be the country they're in, because if you commit a crime
Yeah.
in France, and
Okay, but what they did in, let's say, Iraq isn't really legal, and they're not going to be charged for it.
Yeah, true, exactly.
well, even if Iraq wanted to charge them, we wouldn't extradite them back to
Yeah.
Iraq. So
It's
they're
the
basically
same-
free and clear, and we're not
because
going to do
if-
anything because we have no laws on that. We
It's
don't.
the
have
same, it's the same argument as the 9/11 victims, isn't it? About overseas trials.
The reason we want to extradite them is because if we extradite them, that's proving it's us
That they did something
saying,
wrong.
look, we hired these people and they did something wrong, and we don't want to admit that as a country
I just
because
watched
that's
the Betsy
embarrassing to
DeVos.
tell the whole world that our people did this.
And also, you can't keep doing it.
I just watched the Betsy DeVos.
Well, obviously, yeah, we
interview, and
can't
that was
keep
amazing.
doing it.
Oh, it's the best thing ever.
It's bad.
Betsy DeVos getting booed, and then the dean having to go, yeah, if this continues, your degrees will be mailed to you. That is, that made my entire night perfect.
All right, everybody. I've enjoyed the conversation, but I am way late for bed. So
Yeah, it's
Later,
definitely
DJ.
late, and we've definitely
Yeah.
been I've been definitely streaming for 15 minutes under 4 hours.
Oh my god, I've been on for I've been on here for
where are
5
you
hours
streaming
straight.
Did you really just say 15 minutes under 4 hours?
Yes.
So 3 hours and 45
45
minutes.
you know, whichever way you want
Way
to
too
go.
much time.
He's in California.
It's way too much time.
He's in California.
Shout
I'm
out,
in Arizona.
shout out to
Close enough.
Anyways,
Yeah, same thing.
I'm gonna cut down the stream now.
Alright.
What I want to do though, before we end this,
No,
every day, 6 p.m.
I would.
No, no
but
way, no way.
I've got exams.
I think it would be
Yeah,
slightly
same.
more useful if it was like once a week.
Yeah, what?
That's true.
Should we
Wrap
do
up
weekends?
Yeah. Because
I could do Wednesday nights every week.
I mean, we went over like 10 different national stories. Those things
That's
don't
true.
come up every day.
At
That's
least.
true.
And we talked about
Yeah,
Donald Trump's
very
penis
true.
for a good
Let's
20
hope not.
minutes.
That's
Oh
true.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
Alright,
the best
so
conversation.
how about this? Every what? Should we do it at the beginning or the end of weeks?
So Wednesday.
Wednesday's good.
Yeah, Wednesday works for me.
All right.
Sure.
Wednesday's good, but I won't be
Yeah,
here
Wednesday.
next week. Because
Yeah, me neither, G.
Cool.
G,
Every-
shout out to you for staying up until the sun came out.
Hell yes.
It's also 6 a.m. for me.
So,
Yeah.
This is a great conversation anyway. Even if we
It's
don't
1
agree
a.m.
on it, it's
for me.
great.
So
Right.
next Wednesday, 6 p.m.
Okay, so this
Cali
is
time?
what I want everyone to do. Well, I'm not here next Wednesday, but I want facts, and I want numbers, and I want topics that everyone can talk about.
Yeah.
See?
And
Back up
and
your feet.
Solid sources.
it's
And
saying mini
everyone-
whelps. Mini
More than
whelps.
one source as well, please.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Okay,
anyone,
so-
if you find a good article, post it up on the website.
Yeah, filledin.com.
Absolutely.
Is that actually a website?
Yes.
Is
it
there-
is.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Building
If
If you go to fuckdylan.com, it redirects you.
Check chat to voice.
Oh my God! Stop with that.
No,
and
Buildin.com. It's actually really useful.
Yes.
consult.
so I've been hearing just voices. Which names are you guys here? I'm JJ Jetplane.
I'm
Scarecrow.
Josh.
I'm G.
Sizzler.
I'm Weagle.
Sarah guy.
Can we just do this when I'm not tired?
I'm belly lost.
Calm down.
All serenades at the same time.
Next week, though, I am going to set it up so that way the actual name of the person that's talking will show up in the live stream on YouTube. So it will help you guys out.
More accountability. Now
Oh
maybe
my God.
I'm feeling
Uh-oh.
less likely.
I got a reputation.
No more
to take,
anonymity for you guys.
Who's gonna talk less?
Make sure G says Jizzy though.
But hey, for the next week though, for the next 7 days, I do have a request for all of you. Try to get Phil to join in with us next week.
You're ready.
I'm not just sitting there like a creep.
Like I'm talking about having that. I want to have him actually join in the conversation with us.
I mean, he thought our conversation was interesting, so that's a start.
Do we get points?
Blasphemy. So we just need to talk about blasphemy, yeah?
Yes, every week. We'll do this, guys.
This is our new official.
To be fair, but I do enjoy. I do enjoy the fact though that now we can finally actually talk instead of in the YouTube comment section.
Oh yeah.
See, I never used to YouTube comments.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of people here that just did never engage in YouTube.
I never did.
I've been watching Phil since a year after he started YouTube. Not once. I made maybe one comment, maybe two. And
I used to leave comments for giveaways, but they never worked, so I gave up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but now that we have an actual form of communication and a platform that we can all discuss things on, I think this is actually going to turn out to be something that not even he realized he was building.
Yeah, I feel like Discord was really good for this community, and
I love Discord.
Because it's pay gated, you sort of filter out some of the shit that you normally associate with the internet.
Well,
That's always a good.
There's a lot less trolls.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
so much
It's
more
the people
healthy
that want to
and
be here and want to pursue this kind of discussion.
And weirdly enough, we can have civil discussions. Oh my god!
Yeah,
well, and with so many people,
except for sports, can't do that.
That's more religion than anything.
Y'all are wrong and we're right.
Sports
Yes,
did really not go well.
clearly the football that doesn't include the foot and the ball should be called football, guys. Good night.
You know what? Hooray, sports, go your team.
Whatever, the ball's a foot long.
Guys, where can I buy a sports shirt?
Oh, dude,
yes.
You know, I know a guy.
We're not getting product placement in this, are we?
What?
We're not getting product placement involved, are
Product placement for Phil. Well, we gotta get him in somehow. We can just be like, look, we'll talk about
we
sports.
kicked him out of the channel, so I mean, we got.
we kind
There you
of
go.
did.
Just
I heard-
making money.
I heard that now this nerd are gonna put out some shirts if you guys are interested.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, by the
Sign me
way,
up.
we didn't talk about one important thing that happened that Phil's not going to bring it up, but we didn't talk about it. Was now this nerd.
Oh yeah.
Now this nerd.
I was
on it
we were
yesterday.
talking about it in the gaming
They-
channel a bit ago.
They could have done it so much better.
What happened?
So
Source
basically,
fed.
what happened is they took the channel that was source fed and basically
no,
created
source fed nerd.
Source fed nerd.
source fed nerd. My bad. And opened it back up as now this nerd. And
After
it's
firing everybody.
literally, they almost literally said it's going to be the exact same content with different people.
The idea is
So they
fired-
hijacked
they
the
fired
million
everyone,
subscribers and then.
Hey guys, I'm the producer of Now This Nerd.
And I'm
now,
a nerd.
We are real.
I'm also a
yeah,
nerd.
and I'm also a nerd. And as we loved what they did on SourceFed Nerd, and we want to bring you that content with shitty anchors, has long hair for no reason, and he looks like he's in a '90s hairband.
That is so accurate. Oh my god.
Dude, you just nailed that one.
Anyways,
Absolutely nailed that.
I'm gonna end the stream now. So yeah, say bye everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Adios.
Okay.
See y'all.
Goodbye.